It's fucking trying. Welcome to Podcastville. The Church of What's Happening Now is brought to you by Nature Box. Listen, the goods. The holidays mean one thing. Go, go, go. You got presents to wrap, travel to plan, relatives to brace for. With all that, it can be hard to find time to eat healthy. Let Nature Box help with the snacks that are both delicious and better for you. If you're trying to eat better, the holidays are a minefield. You know that. Chocolate cookies, candy canes. Everybody, I just have one piece. It's no fun feeling left out of deliciousness. Let Nature Box help you with snacks that you love and that are seriously delicious and better for you. And right now, what I'm going to do for you, Uncle Joey, right off the bat. See, some people show up, they beg. I'm giving you something off the bat. I'm offering you 50% off of your first order when you go to naturebox.com/Joey. Make sure you get the... No, they sent me a box last week. Delicious. I didn't give you a dick. I'm sorry.
I know. I never get a Nature Box.
I got, you know what happened? The beef jerky. Oh, my God. The jalapeno, sweet jalapeno.
That's good stuff.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, that's naturebox.com/Joey. And I'm going to give you 50% off your first order. Again, naturebox.com/Joey. Now, what goes up must come down. And what goes in must go out. The reason why I'm talking to you right now is I've been telling you this for about a year, but now I'm going to drop it on you. Bidets are back. When you're writing your little Santa list this year, tell that cocksucker one thing, that he still owes you money, and two, that all you want for Christmas is your asshole to fucking be spotless clean. When you got Access pine cones coming out of your fucking muffler and fudgy shit smeared all over, on Holy Night, you need a Tushy bidet, all right? What's a bidet? A bidet is portable. You snap it on your toilet, and after you take the shit a debt, you push the button, and water hits your asshole. And let me tell you something, you kill 3 birds with one stone.
I have one of those, man.
How fucking good is it?
Man, it's like a fire hose.
It's tremendous.
It just totally cleans you out.
It cleans your ass better than toilet paper on the fucking market. All right, and it cleans deep, deep, deep. You spread those cheeks like you're on coke and you're about to put it in a fucking asshole. You don't give a fuck. And you let that cold water hit that fucking libido, whatever the fuck you got in there. And then you give it one last wipe and it's all over. You understand me? Your asshole's tip-top magoo. All you need is somebody to take the small 20 to lick that fucking mint-flavored muffler. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the holidays. So do me a favor. What I'm going to do for you right now is this. $69. Santa could afford that. Stop wiping that nasty fucking ass and get a clean ass with Tushy. Go to HelloTushy.com right now and use code CHURCH for 10% off your order. Again, HelloTushy.com right now. Let's get this motherfucking party started. Fucking tremendous. Happy Monday, cocksuckers.
This is one of my favorite parts, by the way. There's a lot of reasons I love seeing you, but one of them, every time I see you, I come to your podcast, you always will put me on to like a movie I haven't seen before or know about, or some music that's like. I don't
want you making a drive for no reason.
I fucking love it, man.
Tom Segura in the house, looking fucking beautiful.
Thanks, brother.
Handsome, dapper. You got my favorite Christ killer, Lee Syatt, next to him.
The Flying Jew.
You're looking dapper, but from the side, you're starting to look like Louis C.K. I hope you don't take your dick out and start playing the drums here. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks, buddy.
How's the family?
Family's great, man.
So your little boy's going on too.
It's gonna be two.
Just
can't wait. It's the best. It's the cutest little fucking.
What's
age
the changes that you've noticed inside of you? Like what? Now, when you get on a plane, you don't, and a kid cries, you don't want to kick that lady in the head no more.
Yeah, it completely changes your
complaints.
You have empathy.
You help people now.
You see a lady with like 2 bags and a baby, and she's you'll run to get the door. I mean, not that you wouldn't before, but like you're keeping an eye out for it because you recognize it, man, and you have definitely empathy for the crying babies for sure. Like you definitely have changed with that part because you can't help it, man.
You know, it's crazy how people are getting called out for things they did 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And for some people, I get it. And for some others, I don't get it. And the reason why I was married and I had a child. I had a child till the age of 3. You know, I was in her life till the age of 5. You know, I was there as much time as I could do, but I wasn't the same animal. I was not the same animal, not even close. I was a failure of a man at that point in my life, compared to who and how I think now.
Yeah.
And I see a guy like you, you know, your late 30s, you spit out your first child, your wife is supreme, and it's like, I've seen the changes in you, you know, in little things, you're a lot more focused. What do you feel inside as a dad? Like, that's...
Man, it's hard to put into words, man.
It really is.
Yeah. It's because it's like, it sounds cliche, but all those cliche things ultimately are usually true. And that's why, I mean, there's truth to it, so people repeat them, you know, but it's like, I mean, you know, your kids, like, it's all you think about when you get up in the morning. It's like your sole focus, and you think about them when you go to bed. It becomes like just the driving force in your life, I think. So, like, you know, it changes everything, man.
And it's crazy because I know there's a lot of listeners right now that are young. Or
yeah.
Sure, we don't give a fuck about you and your fucking kids and the girls' kids. That's great. You're not going to give a fuck today. But one day you're going to be in a hospital room holding your child. And you're going to think of Tom and me telling you this, that it makes you, it puts, does it take the blinders on or does it take them off? What's the...
Oh, man. You get...
Yeah, like
you get hyper fucking... almost paranoid about shit, man. Like, you start things that you'd ignored, you're like, you just think about it all. I mean, from like fucking safety, you know, like is everything secure here, to like what are we gonna do when we get on that plane? You start thinking about, what if somebody, I don't know, you always want to protect the kid no matter what, you know, from other kids, other adults, the world.
You go to the park a lot? There's a big park.
Yeah, we go to the park. Yeah.
And how's he reacting at the park?
Oh, it's awesome. He loves the park, man. He loves, you know, he's super active. He's big, running around. Like, he loves playing, man. So, I mean, we take him to classes, and he loves all that shit, dude.
What's his sleeping habits?
He's down to 1 nap a day. Basically goes down for a nap every day around, let's say, 1:30. Sleeps for, on a great day, 2 hours, but usually less than that. And then at night, he goes to bed at 7, and he gets up at 7.
Wow.
Yeah.
12 hours. Jesus Christ.
What about Merce?
Last night I got up. I don't know what happened. I did a lot of, you know, when we sit there quiet, I do a lot of exercises.
Yeah.
So I went to a couple of jiu-jitsu with my buddies and got beat up. And
you go to that, huh? You like that?
Really, really do.
Yeah.
And this guy because I can't go to the 12 o'clock classes because I'm busy now writing, so I got to go to my buddies at 3. And it's tremendous. It really is. But last week I think I overdid it a little bit for my age. And last night I fell asleep at 7. My niece came into town with her boyfriend. It was just Thanksgiving. We drove to Irvine.
It's exhausting, man.
We drove back. They were there. We stayed up till 1 talking. Got up the next morning. It was Thursday. People came over. I tried to help my wife as much as I could. Friday, they went to Universal. I trained. I rode a little bit. I hooked up with them Friday night. Took them for Cuban food. They went fucking nuts. I shot the Cuban sandwich commercial for them. El Cochinito in Silver Lake has just become superb.
When
I tell you you go to a place that's Spanish, you eat something, whatever nationality you could be, whether you're Irish, whether you're German, Hungarian, you know, whatever, you know, excuse me, and you eat something, and you always look for the way your Russian grandmother made it.
Yeah.
Argentinian uncle, and nothing ever compares.
Right.
As a matter of fact, sometimes it's shitty and you get insulted. Like a guy like me gets insulted and his feelings get hurt. And I'm meeting at La Floridita. Not La Floridita.
Oh, I was about to say, that used to be my spot when I lived in Hollywood. El Floridita on Melrose? That one? Like on East Melrose?
No, there's a Cuban restaurant that's popular. The food is horrible. It's popular on Mondays because people go dance there. That's the one in the heart of Hollywood.
That's a Floridita, though.
I don't know what it's called.
Okay.
And then these are the ones I know about. They say the best one is in Culver City. But there's one on Motor and Venice. That's the one you go to, Versailles.
Fricasse de pollo. That's what the
Fricasse de pollo.
Yeah, that's the dish
That's
I
one of
used to
my
get there.
favorites. I just hate the fucking bones.
Yeah, me too.
I hate having to stop.
But I'd be like,
get the bones.
Oye,
now I got the fucking chicken grease on my fork.
Dame más jugo.
Yeah, so I like that jugo on the rice. Oh, Jesus
fucking
Christ.
A, man.
So this place, this floor, and I never told you about this late. La Florida, El Cochinito was a spot I discovered my second month in town.
Cochinito.
Okay, I'm sitting there with my niece, Felicia Michaels, my wife, my niece's boyfriend.
Yeah.
We're drinking sangria, we're sitting there, and you ever go into you ever watch a movie and the guy goes into like a thought?
Yeah.
And I go, well, how did I end up El Cochinito? And I went to an audition. I saw Rudy Moreno at the audition. It was for one of those big TV dramas.
Yeah.
It's got to be March of 97. I'm in a borrowed car. Like I had no money. I think in those days I used to borrow Doug Stanhope's utility car. You didn't know how much gas was in it because the needle was always broken on it. So you had to, as soon as you got in the car, you had to put $10 in there. And so that's what you did. I went to this fucking audition, went on the 5, these directions I don't know about. And I end up on the way back, go to the audition, I eat a bag of dicks, and I end up in Echo Park, the one that the water spits out. But as I'm driving, I notice police helicopters are all around me. Right?
Yeah.
And I keep driving. Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. But what was going on was the side I was driving on, and I don't know whether I was going north or south, people please, or west or north. I was going this way. Over here, there was a police pursuit. Have you been to Echo Park?
Not in a while, but yeah.
Echo Park has a 2-block Cuban neighborhood that you can go get Cuban pastries at this time. Do I know about this? I don't know dick. All I know is that I hear, stop, police. So I pull my car over and I hear, boom. And I look over and I see the guy on the floor, and there's 10 cops and there's helicopters. This is 2:30 in the afternoon on a fucking Tuesday, okay? I'm minding my own fucking business. This could only happen to me, but it gets worse. After I get back, I put my signal on to make a left to go back onto the highway. The tire got flat.
Jesus.
I got no ATM. I got no money. I got a driver's license from Colorado, maybe fucking $4. I drive around the corner with the flat. I park. I call the only person I know, Marilyn Martinez. God rest her soul. She sends her husband over. He goes, don't worry about nothing. I got you. We went up to, if you go Echo Park, if you go up, if you go east, every other store is a Mexican tire place.
Right.
Right? That you go in there, whatever you need, they got a tire. $20. You know what I mean? And then you can Jew them down. Give me 10. Ocho, no te doy 9, güey.
Yeah.
So he got me a tire for like $8, slaps it on.
Jesus Christ.
Right? Gets me a tire. They slap it on for you for $8.
Oh, no.
I'm healed. But on the way back, Marilyn's husband, God rest his soul, says to me, have you ever met my brother-in-law, the Cuban guy? And I go, no. And he goes, he wants to meet you, man. He just got out of prison. And he says he knows people you know and all this shit. And I go, all right, let's go. He goes,
are these two, by the way, they're both passed?
Marilyn and the husband both passed. Marilyn died of cancer.
Or anything like
Marilyn
that?
Martinez was a comic.
Okay.
Then the husband.
Damn.
So now we end up at El Cochinito.
To meet the guy.
To meet the dude.
Yeah.
And I got $4 on me. And I don't order. I just get like a soda. And the guy's like, eat, I'll buy you lunch. And we start talking. And it was just a great conversation about being Cuban.
Yeah.
And it always ends with, if you ever need anything, contact me. You know? And I'm like, what do you mean by anything? And he goes, I got the best Coke in town.
You don't need to smell it on you?
Right, because we're family. Right there, you're Cuban.
Yeah.
So as a matter of fact, follow me 2 blocks down, I'll throw a package in your hand.
Okay.
He threw a package in my hand for free that night. I went and did comedy, and I went out. I went to the Coaching Horses. It was Doug Stanhope. I mean, this all happened in one day, and I'm sitting at the table going, my life was crazy back then. It was me, Doug Stanhope, David Fulton, who's a comic friend of ours from Seattle from 95. Lives in England now. Josh Wolf, his brothers. We would go to the store and then go to Coaching Horses. That night I had to cancel. This Coke was so good I couldn't even talk. I remember I had to leave and I was living in my car. And I had to go on Josh Wolf's block, park under a tree, and lay back with like 2 bottles of beer. And I sat there till 4 in the morning doing the little Coke I had, jerking off. And that was the end of that fucking day.
Jesus Christ.
That was a great day.
And that's how you ended up at Cochinito.
And the food, I remember the first time.
Sounds like a good Yelp review.
That's a fantastic review.
The first time I fucking went, it was like,
I ended up jerking off out of a window.
Oh my God, it was fucking terrible. In a car, coked up to the
5
gills.
stars.
That fucking Coke was good.
So did you hit him up again?
Oh yeah, that night.
That night.
When that shit wore off, I made up some story. I gave somebody like a bump or 2, and they went crazy.
And then you had,
The cocaine was off limits. Like this shit was just. It was.
how much were you doing at your max of coke? Like when you were really into
This
it?
was probably 97,
Yeah.
and I was broke, but I could still get 20s from time to time. And at that time, I was doing 3-4 20s a week.
Okay.
Then I popped the Taco Bell commercial, and it was off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was one of the first one with the dog.
And then you're like getting checks.
Yeah, I was just going to the dude's house. But at that time, I always hunted away, just like weed, to get. I met people who did cocaine and appreciated it.
Yeah.
There's people who are just salesmen, but there's people who are like, listen, you got to come over here now and bring whatever cash you got with you, because I usually get shit. Wait till you see this shit.
And they were not fucking with you.
And then I fuck with you. You go over there, and this shit is from 1980. The flake, the ether base. You know, if you learned in Narcos, and the season 3, the one that you really enjoyed,
yeah.
you go to buy the ether.
Yeah.
There was no ether. At one point in 85, cocaine was always tremendous. It always tasted delicious. That drip.
Yeah.
When you went up to the bar and had that fucking Budweiser, Jesus Christ, and your throat would get numb and you're there fucking, I wasn't even smoking then. But there was a time by 86, 87, that cocaine started getting funky. Mm-hmm. Started smelling like turpentine and fucking shoe polish. And it was so good, but the next day you kind of had a headache from whatever the fuck you were snorting the night before. Gasoline. Because they couldn't get enough ether in.
Because there was like a cutoff, right? Some supplier.
They couldn't get enough in. Like at that point, they were making so much cocaine.
God damn.
That they couldn't get enough ether.
You romanticized it to the point where I want to try.
I knew at that point, I knew what was going on. Like I remember people going. I remember I used to fly back and forth with Danny B, who calls into the podcast.
Yeah.
I used to fly back and forth with packages. And one time, I went to see him, and he goes, "Listen, this guy usually wants 9s. At that time, he wanted 86 and 9600 for a quarter kilo, which at that time was whatever it comes out to 9.5 ounce. I have no idea. I'm not a mathematician. The price dropped by 2,000. He goes, if you want, he goes, I'll get you that one, but try this shit for 2,000 less. It might work for you. And he brought it over. Fucking the coke put me in another planet. There was only one problem. It smelled like fucking cat piss.
Really?
Oh my God, in a horrible way.
Really?
And guess what the Jew Cuban did that I did?
What?
I brought that cat piss back with me.
You did?
And no matter what you cut it with, it was cat piss. And people were bringing it back to me. People were like, you can't. So that was the coke that you bought and turned into crack.
The cat piss.
The cat pit, because then they don't give a fuck. They're smoking it.
Yeah.
They don't taste that cat piss.
It doesn't taste like cat piss when you smoke it?
So then there was a period.
But when you snort it, what? It sticks with you?
It sticks with you. Like it's just, it doesn't smell good. Like it just doesn't smell good.
What does regular Coke smell like?
Delicious. Paradise.
But I mean, really?
fucking paradise. What ether-based cocaine?
It smells good.
79 through 86.
How hard was it to quit coke?
It was easy because I was done.
You were already
like I was done. I couldn't. At that point, I had a lot of variables why, and it was a lot easier than people think. I was done. But once I missed. I realized that I wasn't getting high to get. It wasn't enjoyable no more. Like marijuana right now, I could see it falling off the map any day now.
Really?
Yeah, I can see myself. I can see myself just doing edibles or something to calm me down for a while, just to save the little bit of lung I got left.
Oh, it stopped smoking.
It doesn't take a genius to know I got the beginnings of emphysema. You don't have to be a genius.
So you can do it then. Do that, man. Save your lungs.
No. And that's what, with cocaine, it was the same thing. I just knew that when I was doing cocaine for so long that I was getting jolts in my spine at the end of the night. Jolts of electricity, like Castro's men hitting you with a zap.
That is terrifying.
And that's not good. That's not good.
Jesus Christ.
That means,
so you're like,
yeah. That means, and I was getting one a night, once a week, and then it started to get two a night.
That's fucking terrifying.
Once I started to get two a night, I could just see my wife waking up to go pee and seeing my fat little legs in the kitchen laying there purple.
And you're like,
yeah. And I'm like, and I said, I can't do it. So that was,
Christ.
You have to know you have to be honest with yourself at one point.
Wait, I wanted to ask you this. We're jumping back. What's the great dish at El Cochinito?
There's a bunch of them.
But didn't you have a favorite? You were saying? I thought you
I had
said
the paella the other night.
Yeah.
Now the paella. Do I rank it in what I grew up at Segovia and Moonachie, New Jersey, and in the places in the city?
Yeah.
Where my mom took me to, I rank it a 6. But they're in the ballpark, and that impresses me.
Yeah.
The chorizo's good. It says special on Fridays.
Okay.
I usually go for the fucking. If I go there, I get the pork chunks. As much as I don't like eating pork out, they do it perfect.
Yeah.
I mean perfect. Masa de puerco with white rice and black beans. I'm too old to eat the fried bananas, so I omit them. I don't.
You're too old for them?
Yeah, after a while, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, and they're not bad. If you look them up on Weight Watchers and shit, it's not like they kill you, but you're trying to not avoid a little bit of fried food.
Sure.
You eat the pork, you sacrifice the fried banana, and you don't eat the fucking bread and butter. And when you order the flan, which is a 10, the flan there is good. But here's the thing, what I love about a restaurant is, I'll stay with you if you're 5 and if you're nice people. And if every time I go in there, there's a table. And if I'm in and out of there and the waitresses are nice.
Yeah.
The place is clean. I'll stay with you. Because I don't like shopping around. If it's a 5 or a 6, they went from being a 5 or a 6 to a 9 to a 10. I'm telling you this over the fucking 2 years. Like, the last 7 meals I've had there, I've left there going, Jesus fucking Christ, that was good.
Whoa.
Now, people argue, I don't know, some guy was telling me once, they get their beans out of a can. I went to another popular place a couple of weeks ago where the beans were dick.
Where is this, Cochinito?
It's right on Sunset Boulevard.
Okay.
Like on Silver Lake, up Echo, but
okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's hip now.
The hip stuff. Yeah.
It's next to a Baskin Robbins.
Okay.
It's very hip now. So on Fridays you're gonna hit the 7 o'clock. But I will tell you one thing. I had 6 people with me. They drink. I'm the designated driver.
Yeah.
I'm 300 pounds. Alcohol does nothing to me.
Yeah.
I got a picture of sangria. Dog. It was the biggest fucking picture of sangria I ever saw in my life. People were tapping out. They were like, Jesus Christ, how much sangria? It was filled to the brim. I had like a piece of pineapple. I couldn't drive. My wife had to drive. She goes, what happened? I go, I had a piece of pineapple. I'm fucked up, Jack. Because it's not the juice that gets you. It's that fruit they let sit, those fucking fruit. They let that shit.
We were talking right before, and you said to hold it. I was asking you if in prison, if different races had different foods like that were a priority for them. That like they're like, oh, you know, it's fucking Wednesdays, you know, mac and cheese. The fucking Asians are gonna go nuts today, or whatever. Like, was there anything that like different races prioritized food wise in prison, or that they desired? You know,
when I got to county and diagnostic, there's a list. You get a sheet on Tuesday night.
yeah,
This is 1987, people. If you're in prison now or whatever, I don't know how the fuck it's done then. And on Tuesday night, when you get arrested, you usually got $22 on you. Then your mother puts a $50 bill in there, so now you got $72.
yeah,
So that's called the commissary.
yeah.
So on that commissary, there's toothpaste, toothbrush, a comb, gel, deodorant, big bag of Cheetos, ding-dongs. You know, they got a bucket of shit.
Yeah.
It's $50 a week to live in there. Yeah, $80 a week to live in there, you know. And then on Thursday night, they Tom Segura, inmate 68, check yourself. Oh, by the way, they were out of Cheetos. Lee Syatt bought 25 bags. That motherfucker, because then he'll sell them on the black market.
Right.
You follow me?
Right,
They'll
right,
be in
right.
charge of the Cheetos. So every night when you go by Lee's cellars, a bunch of fat dudes lurking, waiting for him. Dog, where's the Cheetos at? Shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's how it was in those systems. For you to, I don't remember if they could bring you food in visitation. It was very interesting for me because when I got sentenced, they told me to my face, you were not going to see a state prison until December. You were going to go to a county jail. You were either going to go to Rifle, which is down underneath, and you only have windows. It's really like The Shining.
Jesus.
It snows a lot, and when they get cable TV and shit like that. And at that time, there was another place, or you could sign a waiver and get sent to Texas or some other place, and it was 3 days for one. Something crazy. So I didn't say nothing. My attorney never mentioned it. I got sentenced August 15th. So I figure, fuck, I'll be in Boulder till maybe October. And then October they'll ship me to Ohio or the Rifle. And then by December I'll go to diagnostic. But by that time it doesn't matter. Because those days in county are 2 for the price of 1. So 6 months in county already is 12 months. I had a.
It counts like that? They tell you that?
No, that's the rule.
That's the rule.
So at that time, okay, I had a 48-month sentence.
Right.
Okay, which is 4 years.
Yeah.
My sentencing, the deal I signed was 6 to 4, 4 years to 6. No, 0 to 6. That's what it was. It was dependent on the judge. 0 to 6 was the deal I signed. I could get 6 years, I get 3 years, I get 4 years probation, but it was nothing more than 6 years. That's the deal I signed. That was it. I signed to 2nd-degree burglary and to accessory to a felony.
That's what the plea deal
That was my plea bargain, and I still give him props. That was one of the best attorneys.
Because what was the worst case scenario that they would?
Kidnapping 2, 9 years, and federal, and it's a toss up if the feds want it. Number 1,
Yeah.
and number 2, it's a violent crime, which
Yeah.
means you serve 3/4 of your sentence.
Mandatory.
Mandatory, and you get a parole 1 year. They definitely hold you back.
Yeah.
So I would have done 8 years for sure.
Fuck.
And they were going for it. They were going heavy for it. But I knew the victim was weak. And he was getting weaker by the day. He was snorting more. In fact, he called me. We've been playing phone tag lately.
Really?
Yeah, I apologized, the whole thing.
I remember when you apologized.
Yeah, but then I still kept in touch with him.
You still fuck with him?
No, there's no reason to fuck with him. He lives in his own hell. I have a funny feeling.
Really?
And I love him dearly. Believe it or not, over the years I've learned to love him dearly because
And you just passed the anniversary of something, right? Because I saw you tweet like this was
30 years was, when I did the crime.
30 years ago.
Yeah.
Like last
30.
week sometime.
Yeah, it was 30 years ago. So that's what pisses me off about what's going on right now. That people accusing people of things they did 15 years ago, 20 years ago. That type of shit bothers me, bro, because we all change.
Yeah.
I know I'm a way different motherfucker than I was at 34. At 34, I was into comedy, but I could still mug you if I had to. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you had 2 kilos of coke and you were fucking around with Lee up here, guess who's coming at 3 with a gun to mug you both?
You really would? You really were doing that?
I would either do it with a mask on or get 2 people to do it and have to take.
Wow.
And you'd figure out it was me eventually.
Sure.
I did that type of shit like twice. And I got caught with the kidnapping. I lucked out on that type of, and then.
So it's good that you got caught.
But then when I got out of prison, 3 years later, a buddy of mine came to me and goes, listen, I got an angle. These guys, they got this amount. You kick the door. You tell them who you are. They give it to you. And we handcuff them and we walk out. And Tom Segura did it one time.
You did?
Yes. And it was horrible. I felt my heart beating. You fucking go deaf. It was terrible. And I ran out of there and I came back to bed. I'm like, fuck you.
Wow.
And that was it. But these guys were pros at it. This is what they did. This is what they were doing. They were shaking down people all over the Bronx.
It's so wild to know you. Like, I think that's what, like, people don't understand. Like, to know you just as a comic.
But I wasn't a violent person then.
Yeah.
I was just a confused individual. I was just confused.
Yeah.
And I was lucky. Because confusion means you're going to end up dead or in jail. I was fucking fortunate, bro.
To go to jail, yeah.
I was fortunate to go to jail when I did. But I mean, the knowledge I learned those years doing the shit I was doing out there is crazy. That's a complete different fucking world to me that I can't even transfer to somebody. Like, I wish, like, I could, if somebody said to me, listen, on your license now, sign away that piece of your brain because we want to go through it and analyze it to see what you saw. It's mind-boggling.
Yeah.
What was really, really out there at that time and the education I took from it, you know.
When you think about...
Hold on, back to the food.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, okay.
Once you hit diagnostic...
I love that.
Once you hit diagnostic and you go to where you're supposed to go, now you get visitation. Now we're going to be a little racist, but we're going to be a little honest.
Okay.
I worked in the kitchen.
Okay.
I think there was one Mexican kid and everybody else is straight black. Okay.
And then you.
And the blacks were great. Those black guys in the kitchen, I got along with all of them.
What did you do in the kitchen?
I started as a baker, but I was making cinnamon rolls and I almost blew up the place because he told me to make them this big. I don't know. I just put them this big.
Yeah.
And they came out like those fucking things you throw in the Olympics.
Yeah.
So they said, we need a dishwasher / stock clerk. And then they fired me they didn't fire me as a dishwasher. I had a driver's license.
Yeah.
So they wanted me to drive the sandwiches to where you ever drive and you see convicts cleaning the side of the road?
Sure.
I would drop sandwiches off to those dudes. That was my job.
Do you have someone like with a gun at you? You're doing that?
No. This is minimum whatever
security. Oh, so they just know you're going to come back.
So I got 48 months.
Yeah.
But automatically it gets cut to 2
because you're doing the jail time.
Because it's just the way life is.
Okay.
So 48. That's why when you hear, oh, he's getting this bullshit. That's not. When I hear the sentence, I'll tell you if it's bullshit or not. So I got 4 years. Automatically, it's 24 months. I had already done a month in county, so that's 2 months. So I had 22 months.
Yeah.
By the time I got sentenced, I had 22 months. Well, guess what? You're eligible for a halfway house at 18 months. By the time you hit 16 months, you're in the halfway house.
Yeah.
So I had 8 months to do maybe. But at the time of sentencing, he told me he wanted a letter after 90 days for reconsideration of my sentence. Because I'd never been in trouble before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a bunch of accusations.
So the judge said that?
Yeah.
Whoa.
So I had 3 different things going for me. You follow me? Now, so, back to the original question. Because I thought about this guy today. I thought about a guy who hated me in prison. Remember the season of Sons of Anarchy? What's Chuck Zito? Chuck Zito?
Yeah.
Chuck Zito's supposed to be a really nice guy. I have a lot of friends, mutual friends. But when I got locked up, there was a biker dude in there that acted just like Chuck Zito did on Sons of Anarchy. He had the rings and the long hair and the sunglasses. And one day, I'll never forget this vividly, he picked an argument with me about the song from Guns N' Roses about Mr. Brownstone.
Yeah.
And I told him it's about heroin. And he had like 4 of his little faggy fucking soldiers with him.
Yeah.
The problem why he couldn't lift a hand to me was, and here's his, I married a woman named Terry Clark, but I had 3 dudes I was tight with in prison at this facility that had 146 that they would bust you up. One guy was a white dude from Philly named John Clark. Did not look threatening or menacing at all. He had just done 9 years and he left bodies throughout the whole system. Like he was a legend in the prison system. He wasn't a biker. He wasn't an Aryan. He was just a tough white dude.
Yeah.
All right, he was a meth dude. And he had a girlfriend. He was out of Philly. And on Monday visitation, she would come and bring it in her mouth, and they would swap spit. And I would go back to his room, and he'd give me 2 lines of fucking meth. He was my dog. He was my Goomba. I loved that dog.
Yeah.
Then on the other side, I was in the kitchen because it was Army barracks. So I was on the other side. So the Army barrack I was in was the kitchen Army barrack. All Yams. They were all brothers. Right? They were all brothers. And they were all the brothers from the kitchen. But the main dude in the kitchen, the guy that gave the main orders, was Spencer Antoine, a.k.a. Chicken Hawk. You didn't fuck with him. He was in there for involuntary manslaughter. He really killed the motherfucker.
Yeah.
But he had money and he paid the attorney. Everybody knew not to fuck with Chicken Hawk. Not to mention he was just a solid dude.
Yeah.
And he loved me. He called me Cuba. I loved him. If I could call him like a stepfather, I would. Really? Yeah, he had 6 kids. You know, he was a real dude. He was just a black dude that was out drinking a bottle of wine one day in front of his neighborhood, and some people got loud with him, and they said something to his wife, and he stabbed the motherfucker. You know, plain and simple. It happens.
Yeah.
And then there was an Italian dude that was a mobster, but he really wasn't. This guy, I think about him once a month, because if I got a cop explain the top 10 guys I've ever met in my life that were the smoothest guys ever,
yeah,
he's number 5 or 6.
Really?
Not a good-looking dude, not a handsome dude. No drugs, no alcohol. Italian dude, pure extortionist. That was his angle. Tom Segura, this is who I am. This is what I do. You're doing this, you're doing this. From now on, you're going to give me this envelope every month. Why? Because if not, I'm going to put your bullet in your mother's fucking head and fucking whatever part of fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was one of those dudes.
Jesus.
But he was he had just done like 14 years. I found out about him through a counselor. Him and I just used to talk, and on Mondays, he used to go, "Hey kid, you hungry?" On Mondays, I cook. And he was a tremendous cook. He would make nachos with fucking stoves and ovens and shit. I mean, don't ask.
Okay.
But he also ran the numbers, the sports betting business in there. And he was Italian. He wasn't goombad up.
Yeah.
You could just knew he was Italian. And they didn't really, the Mexicans and the blacks didn't mix with him. So I went to him and said, "Let me ask you a question. Give me one of those sheets." And I started selling them because I mingled with Chicken Hawk because he was black. I mingled with John Clark because he was white. Okay, so I had them all. And I mingled with the Mexicans because I was Spanish.
Yeah.
So I had everybody gambling. So now I started turning over 2 cards. So this guy started becoming, his food was free to me. That was part of the deal. From now on, whatever you cook. And he used to make shit in there every day. Shit in there every day. Every day he cooked.
Every day.
Because we all had access to the store.
Jesus. Oh, man. I love when...
Now, we had black dudes in there that were solid as fuck.
Yeah.
And one of the dudes that was in there on Sundays, and this is the question you're asking, here's your answer. Yes. The Mexicans were bringing fucking burritos that were delicious. And there was one family, the Anayas. The uncle and nephew were in prison together, and they didn't really like each other. 2 Mexicans right out of American me. They would look at each other like, what fool? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
They fucking hated each other.
It's an uncle and a nephew.
In there. They both ended up in the same prison for some dumb crime they both did. I was tight with the uncle. The uncle and me, he loved me. So his mom and sister. So when they would eat, the whole family would come for visitation.
Yeah.
And bring them food. But the uncle would sell me tacos. No, burritos. Green chili, mashed potatoes with fucking pork in them. Holy. And I would buy them, and like, you ever buy something and go, I should have bought 20 of them?
Yeah.
Like that's, like I would buy 4.
Yeah, yeah.
And take 2 in my room, and I had like a black and white TV in my room, and I'd go, I could eat 20 of these. Then I would just tell him on Sunday I want 20, and he'd go, wow, you got to give me a premium. Done. And I'll give you extra food from the kitchen. Done, primo. I'd get 20 fucking...
20?
Oh, they were little.
Yeah.
They were the little ones, but they were... Bro, these people were perfect. And the black dude that was my Goomba was a young Crip. And his girlfriends each... He had 7 different freaks.
Jesus.
He had 7 women on his payroll, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, ladies and gentlemen? 7 women, and they all had his babies. This was way before baby mama was even discussed. They were his bitches. And all of them each had a Subaru, or this, or that, or this. And they each had his kids. And he would make all of them, bring them Church's chicken, Popeye's chicken, and Nutter Butters. Like a motherfucker. So he would see me and hit me on the side and go, Cuba, I'm stocked up on Nutter Butters, nigga, swing by. And I would go into like his little ghetto little trailer. And I would go into his room and we'd sit there and watch TV, listen to we'd listen to Too Short.
Really?
And eat Nutter Butters. Fucking tremendous. Tremendous. Tremendous.
That's not what they make it out to be like.
No, because it's... Once you go the way you go, you have to get along.
Yeah.
If not, if you fuck up, Lee, you fuck it up for everybody. So the shit they show you in the movies is a lot of controversy at times. Sometimes you go to those places and they're peaceful as fuck because they don't want, they have certain liberties. Can you imagine being in this room for 24 fucking hours for a month? And it's not even this room. Cut it off at that camera right there. Your toilet's right here with a black and white TV, a little bed with tin, a picture of your cat, and you do push-ups and sit-ups and fucking upside down lifts. You think that's exciting?
No, it sounds horrible, man.
And you have the racial groups. And the racial groups stick together. And guess what? I was not involved in drugs in there. I knew some white dudes that had acid. That's it, because they drug tested you.
And did you have to run with a racial group? You have to run with the Spanish?
No, I ran through the way I've run through my life.
Yeah.
I know everybody.
Yeah.
I don't know nobody, but I know everybody. I know Tom Segura, and he's this. I'm friends with Lee, and he's Jewish. That's never really affected me.
Yeah, sure.
Do I get excited around my Spanish roots? Yes, I do. Sometimes when I'm around my Spanish roots, I really get excited, it brings me back.
Sure.
It brings your footing back, as they say.
I think that it's one of the things I get a kick out of that show, the Narco show in season 3, is that it's Colombian, but they speak like really similar to Peruvian, Spanish, so it's part of the reason like I love the show is that they speak that specific style, slang, all that gets me like fired up. You
The
know?
guy in New York is my favorite.
Oh, that guy! Do you know that he's fucking Brazilian or Portuguese? The New York Colombian guy. He learned Spanish for that. He speaks Portuguese.
So was the guy who played Pablo.
Yeah, but the guy, the New York guy, his Spanish was unbelievable.
Phenomenal.
The guy that played Pablo was terrible,
yeah.
man. They got better in the second season.
It was horrible.
That dude was fucking really good.
No,
really
I enjoy those Spanish shows. I watched all 80 episodes of Celia.
Did you really?
As cheesy as it got at some points. Yeah, because you download them and watch them on a plane.
Yeah.
On a plane is really the only place where you can focus on a movie and really catch
You can check out
little
really,
flaws and shit like that. And you're still traveling a lot.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's winding down. Thank God. This year was heavy travel, man. Really heavy. But like, I'm happy that I'm almost done.
How long have you been traveling heavy for now?
10 years. Yeah, 10 years of steady traveling a lot. It already wears on me, man. Like, it's already like I'm trying to think of, like, I already figured out what I fucked up this year to try to do differently next time I'm heavily touring. You know, I feel like
I still remember 98 to 2000. I pretty much lived on the road.
yeah,
I didn't have an apartment here at a P.O. box. I had all my checks sent to Josh Wolf's house.
did you really?
And whatever clothes I would wear, I would buy new clothes every 2 or 3 weeks from different cities and send the old clothes home to Josh Wolf's, and that was the craziest ever. And
You guys have history, man.
this was 98, 99, even 99, 2000. I left November of 99, and I came back April of 2000. 2000. 6 months without being home in those days.
No, that's fucking unbearable.
That's feature act, co-headlining, headliner. That's it. Wherever, whenever. Snow tires are a must, bitch.
07, I did like close to 40 weeks of feature work, and I just racked up debt, dude. Like, just because I knew there's no other way to
No,
do
I
it.
did. Listen, I did 5 years of feature work, and I enjoyed it. I don't give a fuck what anybody
It was a
says.
blast, man.
I got good. I got really good, and I learned rooms. I bombed a lot as a feature.
Did you?
Yeah.
I can't even picture it with you.
It took a while. It took me.
Were you dirty? Because like you're dirty, but like it's not dirty for the sake of dirty. It feels genuine. Like
No. At that time, I was pushing.
Like, but were you dirty?
Yes.
So you were a dirty middle act.
Yeah. From 95 on, I was edgy, a little dirty, a little topical. Nothing personal. That's
Okay.
where the comedy. That's where the comedy wasn't. It really wasn't there. There was nothing personal. And then once I moved to Seattle, that open mic opened me up a little bit. But it was a comedy store that really, late night, if you really, really want to get good,
Go there.
12:30.
Fuck.
12:30. 6 nights a week for 2 months. You'll come up with shit you never thought you had in you.
Really? I keep hearing people say that. I mean, for me, it was.
I think I would.
Road.
I think if I did get the special, I would just tell Adam midnight, Tuesday through Saturday, Tuesday through Friday.
That's when you'd want to run it.
No, that's when I'd want to work.
Work it out.
Work. That's work. And it's really, it's OR work. It's different work. It's a different than going to an open mic. These people pay, so you still got to throw a little bit of heat.
Yeah.
But you put yourself in a weird situation where those little jabs, you throw 3 little short jabs, and one of them is really good. So you got something out of the night.
Yeah.
The Comedy Store workout, you know, that thing that Brody does and stuff. That single guy stuff, you know, walking in your door at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
3 nights a week, that's fucking heavy. If I gotta get up at 8 with the girls.
Oh my God.
I'm done. That means at 11 o'clock, I'm fucking spinning, Jack. I can't even sit down, you know.
Yeah.
But that's a spot that really opens you up. That 11:45, midnight, following somebody who just did heat.
Yeah.
And you got to go up there. You'll develop material.
Sure.
Your mind will really race real quick, you know. It's just having the stamina to fucking stay out till 12. What do you do?
Yeah. It's a young man's game.
It's a young man's game. You go to the Laugh Factory, you do a 9:45, you do a 10:15 at the Improv, and you close out the store for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
You're unstoppable. And the Midwest doesn't see your material, neither does the East Coast. So what? You don't do Irvine Meadows until the fucking summertime. It just makes sense.
Sure.
When I was at the store, I was just fucking around at the Ha. And she just goes, no, well, you want to get paid? I go, I don't want a dime. Just, I'm the last guy.
And you do this like on a weeknight?
Thursday through Saturday.
Just let me come in and close it out.
Close it out. It doesn't matter.
What time would you go in?
10:30.
And just run a half hour.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, 20 minutes. 20 minutes in front of a different type of audience.
Yeah.
It's another great training thing is, again, we're not single. You want to come up with a great half hour, great 45 minutes, go to New York and do midnight shows. Ooh, midnight to 2, baby boy.
Yeah.
4 or 5, 3 sets, baby boy. You do 3 of those. 12 to 2.
That's what fucking Ari's done. He moved there and starts. I talked to him like a week. He said, I'm doing like 6 spots some nights.
The thing, but see, you gotta understand. I used to play fucking tennis with Doug Stanhope and Mitch Hedberg.
Tennis with them?
When I first moved here, the hot thing was to go to Gorky Park on Fountain and Vista down there. There's a park now that they've redone and cleaned up. But when we moved there, you could buy a nickel bag down there. You could buy a $20 bag of weed on the other side by the benches. We used to go down there and play tennis. And I'll never forget one day, Mitch Hedberg going, I'm thinking of moving to New York. And I go, I think that's a great fucking idea. And he goes, why? I go, because everybody in New York's like me. And like you. I don't even know the moral of this fucking story. I am fucking gazoom. I'm looking at Lee, and Lee is so fucking.
How deep are you right now? How many?
No, we ate 2 things. That's 400 milligrams. Couple of stars of death. Lee's about to eat 1 and 2.
I'm okay. I think we're.
So are you ripped in half though?
I'm not ripped in half. I'm ripped.
He's in training. Listen, we call it training.
You call it training.
You guys do October. What'd you guys call it? Sober October?
Yeah, sober October.
We do year-round 24/7. That's how it matters.
Do you think that would be fucking horrific to try?
What's that?
Sober for a month, or would it be?
Me?
Yeah, for you.
At this point, I'm the type of guy I don't like talking about it.
Yeah.
You just, for 3 days, you yell at people.
Yeah.
Call everybody a motherfucker.
Yeah.
And then one day you're like, Jesus Christ, maybe I could do this. And you go for 7 days.
Oh, but you're saying like under the rate, like don't make it a big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody needs
No, I hear you.
I go to, when I go to jiu-jitsu, you got to put that robe on.
Yeah.
If you put that in your bag and it's wet, if your fucking MeUndies are wet, you sweat that THC out, you know what I'm saying? That shit, which is important at my age. It's important when you get older just to be a little mobile and whatever. What the fuck are we talking about?
I don't know.
Mitch Hedberg moving to New York.
Tennis spots. Oh, that's what it was. Doing a midnight spot. I said that's what Ari's doing.
And that's what it was.
Yeah.
When Ari talked to me about moving to New York, listen, Ari has always been a night owl.
Yeah.
There are some people who that's their game. And don't fuck. I have a friend I grew up with. knock on his door at 2 in the morning. It's a parade. It's like fucking 8 in the morning for some people. There's coffee. He's cooking a steak.
Yeah, you're like, what are you
You know
doing,
what I'm saying?
man?
Like, I have a friend. When I grew up with him, if you knock on his door at 1, you're not going to get him. You're not going to ever. Because he wouldn't even turn the light off till 7 in the morning.
What?
Yeah, like he was one of those guys. Have you ever hung with one of those guys? They're tremendous.
Like, all going all night.
He would, whatever.
My roommate in college, this kid would be up all night and then go to class and play football. And I'd be like, how aren't you exhausted? He goes, I don't need that much sleep, man. I don't need that much sleep. And he would just, I'd get up to take a piss. I'm talking, I'm in school and I'm staying up, kind of late, like past midnight. But I get to take a piss at 4 in the morning. Lights are on, music's on in his room, and he's just like, just fucking hanging out, just like that's how he would just go through, and then go to class, had a girlfriend, played football. He would sell to us that he needed very little sleep. I was like, I don't understand how you do it. I don't know how you operate, man. And like, he was a fully functioning, like not somebody who you're like, this guy's not all there. He just didn't need it. He could just run on these fumes, and it didn't really catch up with him. I never understood it.
When I went home, every time I go home, I see this guy. If I have blood in this world, he's one of those guys. I love him like a brother. For 30 years, you couldn't figure him out. But I learned at an early age just to let people be themselves.
Right.
Like, I always had that. I don't know why. I remember I'd go to drink beers with these guys, and these guys would be bitching about this guy. And I go, how is it hurt any? Well, because, he's supposed... This guy was 20, 21. He lived with his mother. No, when he was about 15, I met him.
Yeah.
And we became friends, prominent family. He had fucking 3 brothers and 3 sisters, bro, in a house. And one day, I'm talking to him about something. He goes, hey, you got 10 minutes? Come, let me show you something. And we fucking walked through the back of his house, and we moved some shit. And we opened up a door, and he goes, look at this. And he goes, what do you think? And I go, I don't know. What are you talking about? At that time, my mother died. I thought he was suggesting I move in there. It was just a blank space with fucking mice shit all everywhere. And he goes, I'm thinking of building this and moving down here. I worked at a lumber yard at the time. So I had access to wood, paneling, carpeting, the whole thing. We measured it, and one day I told him to get a fucking city truck, and he fucking came down. We loaded everything. Everything he needed, from A to Z, from fucking lighting
to build
the first original man cave, 1980. Okay, everything was brand new. He bought couches. He bought a fucking glass piece. You could snort coke. He bought a TV, which he built into the wall. He had a reel-to-reel. He had tremendous speakers. At this time, he worked at a sporting goods. And at night, he worked at the local deli from 6 to 10, loading the liquor and registering and shit. And the guy who owned the place was a fucking baboots. So, if you went over there at 9:45, he'd get in the car with you, and he was always ready to go, this guy. But there was 3 or 4 nights a week that he wasn't ready to go. And he would take his mother's car and go somewhere, and you'd knock on his door at 11, and he wouldn't be home. And then you'd go back like about 1:30, and you could see his light on, and you'd knock on the glass, and he'd go to the back. And he let you in, and he had letterman on, and he, where'd you go tonight? I was looking for you. Oh, I'm dog. I went to this place. You hungry? I got steak upstairs. And he would go upstairs and slice up steak, and he would roll a joint, and we'd fucking eat the steak and roll the joint, and we'd smoke the joint, and we'd watch whatever the comedian was on Letterman. But we both loved Letterman. Like, he turned me on to Letterman.
Yeah.
And then after Letterman, we put the reel-to-reel on, and we listened to Judas Priest. And I'd sit there with him till 3 in the morning. And then the next day, I'd be at the Hashways, the deli, And somebody would tell me how they dropped Mike off at 8 in the morning. And I'm like, how did you drop him off at 8? We stopped by his house at 3:30. He said you had just left. We got his shirt. We went over to the city. We went over to the rooftop till 8 in the morning.
Fuck.
We did a bag of blow. He had that type of lifestyle. You know, he was just a night owl.
Yeah.
I love nighttime.
I love listening.
Like Tom, you worked
I adore it.
You worked in not reality, but TV post production.
Yeah.
I had night jobs for my first couple of years here. I love it.
I did graveyard shift a few times.
Oh, it's terrible, but it's a great way to experience LA. There's usually no traffic unless they close the 405. But I like nighttime. I don't know. It's just I've always liked being up late. I don't like being up early.
Yeah, I was a definitely late night dude.
Are you always?
I mean, now it's shifted. I get up early, man. So I had to shift, but for a long time I was always up late, you know. And
I was always late because I snorted coke.
Right.
But I always be up early, tip top Magoo.
No, I was never that guy before, kid.
No, I love getting up early.
Yeah, I know you're like, let's get the day started. Let's fucking.
But here's the thing, I love doing comedy on the road.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, my favorite thing is why.
Right.
What do you think it is, Lee?
Your favorite thing about being on the road is
Sleeping.
No.
What?
What do you think it is?
uninterrupted work time.
Friday night. There was a time where I would go on the road and I couldn't wait to get off stage so I could go to the room and snort coke, and maybe a waitress would come over. Now I jerk myself off.
Right.
Now Friday night means that whatever I got for lunch, I only eat half of it, and I put it in the refrigerator in the room. And Friday nights after shows, I love these people that invite you to do shit on Saturday. And you're like, I'll tell you what, I'll call you in the morning and let you know. But in the back of your head, you're going back to the room. Worst case scenario, I'm watching Law and Order till 4 a.m.
Yeah.
I'm watching 3 Law and Orders. That's how I'm rolling tonight. I'm going to go back to the room. I'm going to take a shower after the second show. Switch into my little sporting pajamas, my little sweatpants, and my little hooded fucking sweatshirt. I go outside, I smoke that fucking number. As I'm passing through the hall, I get an extra bottle of water. I'm not going to lie to you. There's some Nutter Butters, the little pack, the little 6-pack. I take a 6-pack up there. I eat whatever snack I have. And I love having no responsibility on Friday night.
Yeah.
There is nothing better to me than having no responsibility on Friday night. That if I go to bed at 5 in the morning, it doesn't matter.
Right.
I'll get up at 9, I'll go downstairs and I'll get that free breakfast. I'll get 2 pieces of white bread with scrambled eggs, bacon. I'll get a cup of oatmeal. I'll get coffee, and I'll go upstairs. I'll watch another episode of something. Then I'll sleep till 2:30. That's me all day.
Yeah.
Get up, drink another Keurig in your room.
Yep.
It's Saturday, right? Get up a little bit, go over your notes.
Yeah.
Maybe walk down the corner. Maybe there's a Jersey Mike's. It's going to take you 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You're back to your room. You smoke a Toots.
Yep.
You pack. You take a shower. And guess what? It's 6:30. It's time to go leave and do your 2 shows on Saturday night. And you're not responsible.
That's true.
I don't like being responsible. Like when people... And you feel bad when people invite you on Saturday. Hey, we're having a little get-together. Listen, if I wake up, I call you.
Can I tell you what I hate the most on the road? When basically anybody, asks me to do anything. Like, I hate when people are like, hey, you're in town. Do you want to come over to our house? Like on whatever day, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm like, no. Do you want to go check out this... museum? I'm like, no, dude. Like, for me on the road, I like keeping my whole life within like a 8-block radius of the hotel. So even if somebody says like, let's get together and have lunch, I'm like, all right, do it near where I'm staying. Like, don't make me go far. Don't make me do an adventure today and drive out to your fucking farm or what. Like, just let me stay around where I want to be. And I like to do low energy, necessary things. I don't like people asking me to do too much, you know? All that fucking drains me, like psychologically, mentally.
Well, I know you sound looking like, you reminded me of Louis C.K.
Why?
Because you're looking like from the side. I don't know if you're playing with your dick there. I don't give a fuck. If you play with your dick, I would never dial 911. I'm not that type of rat. People got bad days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude.
I've had a lot of people grab my dick. I never complained one time.
No, I know.
I know fags, they have a long, it's a long week for a fag. They grab your dick. What are you going to do? They're just going to squeeze the dick. They've been on Tinder all week, and there's no fags available.
Jesus Christ.
They want to grab your little stomach one time and squeeze it. What are you going to do? You're going to be mad at them.
Let it go.
Say a prayer.
Yeah.
Here's the big thing and I want to break it down for Tom a little bit, because if Tom was on the road with Dave Chappelle,
yeah.
okay, and you're doing 3,000 seat theaters,
Yeah.
Tom knows that he's blessed with being on the tour. Tom understands that not a lot of comics have this opportunity. Maybe Dave Chappelle goes, I'm taking you out for the whole year, cuz.
Yeah.
3 weekends a month, a theater on Thursday, one on Friday, and one on Saturday, and count on a second show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
And you're doing 20 in each one. A comic like you and I, that we've always been grounded, because since day one, and I know you won some comedy thing and went on tour and shit,
Yeah.
you've at least been grounded. You've never pulled me aside and say, hey, guess what? Last time I did Houston, I sold more beer than Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Those fucking morons.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So, oh yeah, Lee, there's a bunch of those morons.
Why does that even matter?
Because in their mind, you have no idea what some comedians think. So, you've always been very grounded. What the fuck are we talking about here?
We were talking about.
So
you said if you look
okay, so you're featuring for Dave Chappelle.
Right.
You're doing 20 minutes. Okay. It matters, but it doesn't matter.
Matters what? That I'm doing his show?
It matters that you're doing his show, but in reality, it doesn't matter.
Right. I agree with that.
You're there to see Dave Chappelle. They're paying $62.50.
Oh, yeah.
And then at least you know this going in.
Yeah.
But my point is, you're in San Francisco with Dave Chappelle. If Joey Diaz is a feature act that you know through Joe Rogan, and he says to you, hey, dog, where are you staying? And you're like, I'm at the Four Seasons. I don't even know if there's a Four Seasons in San Francisco. I'm like, listen, I'm 4 blocks away, bro. My mother's cooking Cuban food.
Yeah.
I'll pick you up at 1 and I'll have you back in the hotel by 3. You have to do that because you're a feature act. They only want you for 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's true.
Even if you come over, smoke a joint, and go back and take a nap wake up half high, it might even help you out a little bit. You won't be so fucking nervous in front of 4,000 fucking people.
Yeah.
But that's a complete different story. You're not supporting Christine.
Yeah.
You're not supporting a child.
That's totally different.
That's one thing I want people to understand. So you have time to walk the Fisherman's Wharf and look at Chinese people giving foot rubs, and you have time to go to Columbus and go to the track. But there becomes a difference. Now there becomes a difference where instead of going as a feature act, people are now paying hard-earned money, $22.50 to $27 to $35 to see you.
Right.
So what does Tom Segura do all day? He spends his day at the fucking museum with the kid. Then he meets Joey Diaz for Snapper, 45 minutes away. By the time showtime comes, how good is fucking Tom Segura going to be?
Right.
Tom, tell me the truth as a man.
Yeah, no, you're
right.
right.
As a comic, how at 7 o'clock you're going to go, fuck that traffic from Diaz's house.
Oh, right.
Christine, I'm sorry to bother you. Can you make a Keurig? Make a double with sugar, And the first show is over, and in your mind, you can't even wait. You're pissed at your agent even asking you about the second show. Now I gotta do a fucking second show. And you do a second show, and you know what, man? That whole afternoon, because you tried to be a nice person, and go to Joey Diaz's house or Lee Syatt's house, just ruin your night's performance because you weren't on your A game.
Right.
And guess who told me about that shit? Marilyn Martinez told me about that. On game day, when you're a headliner, it's a different day.
That's totally true.
It's about Tom Segura. He wakes up, he eats his breakfast, he reads his paper, he calls his wife, he talks to the baby, they Skype. I got you Disney at the fucking airport. You turn it off. What's the movie with Ben Affleck with him and the 6 jerk-offs go to the moon to save the asteroid?
Oh, yeah.
Armageddon.
Armageddon's on TNT. Guess what? Tom Segura watches it and dozes off till about 2:30 in the afternoon.
You nailed
And
it.
then at 2:30 you wake up, you go over your material, and you know what? Because you're Tom Segura, you go to the gym and you do 35 on the elliptical, you do 25 push-ups, and you do curls, and you do stretching, and now you feel tremendous.
You feel great.
You know what? Let's be honest. Tom Segura ain't going out for peanuts. So you got an option. You can walk downstairs, take an elevator, walk down to the corner, take an Uber, go to a restaurant, have 10 people come up to you, ask you for pictures, or you can open up the room service. You eliminate the charge in your mind. This is what you pay for peace of mind. You get the chicken breast covered in mushrooms or whatever the fuck they got that looks good. You eat it in your room. You don't even have to leave your room. They come, you bring it. That's what I do now. And that saves me, because the most important thing in your world is those 2 shows. It's not going to meet Lee's uncle who's got a museum an hour from here.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't even, you know what, in my mind, I always plan about going to jiu-jitsu school. I call every town before I go, and there's great guys that have offered me their gyms. I don't want to leave the hotel.
No, that's what I'm saying.
If
At all.
jiu-jitsu is not walking distance, I don't want to leave
I want
the hotel.
life to occur around the hotel.
That's how easy when it comes to comedy. On Sunday, you want to get to the airport 25 minutes. You drink a protein shake on the way there. You take your vitamins. Once you're there, you pray to God something's open, right?
Yeah.
You pay everything you can to cut through the express lane. Have you joined Clear yet?
Yeah.
The
I'm
best.
Clear and TSA.
TSA rejected me, but after a while they had to give me TSA because they know who the fuck they're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Fuck you and your
Dude, do you know what the thing is? If you're Clear and TSA, I mean, I didn't know until I signed up. So I sign up for Clear, and then they go, "Oh, you're pre-check?" I go, "Yeah." They walk you to the front. So like now TSA will have a line. They walk you to the front of the TSA line, and then the Clear agent tells the TSA.
Oh, yeah.
He's TSA
It's
and
a
Clear,
party.
and he just goes, "Yeah," and then they just walk you right to the fucking security. That's
It's a party.
unreal.
Lee Syatt, Clear out of LAX now.
You Clear.
I don't fly that
Clear.
much around, do you?
Listen, as soon as I put my 2 fingers down and I put my eyes in, there's a picture of me come up.
Yeah.
The first thought I think about is living like a doctor.
Yeah.
And I always put a 5 in the chick's hand.
You do?
Listen, out of respect, who does that for you? Who does that for you? He just looked at me the last 2 times. Both the chick looked at me halfway, like nobody's ever done me a tip. That's because from now on, Clear's gonna get popular, and there's gonna be a bunch of white type people here. But you're gonna see me, and there's always gonna be a $10 bill in my hand. I'm gonna give it to you with the ID because she walks you, Lee, like it's like nothing you could ever do in your life. Excuse me.
Do you go to the bank and just get a bunch of 5s for stuff like this?
Oh yeah, no, you have to go prepared always. You stop and get 110s. excuse me. And dog, somebody could be ready to put their box on, and she's like, "Excuse me." She takes the boxes out for you, even helps you with your jacket.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Diaz. See you next time. You feel like a half a mutt.
Oh man.
You just cut through 20 people who've been waiting there. They're suffering. Where's Tony Bennett, cocksucker? That is the best. When they just look at you like, what?
Last time I left your podcast, I downloaded the Leonard Saturday night. What is it?
Whatever.
No, Saturday night. Fucking whatever it's called. The Leonard Skinner song, right? Saturday night.
Mr. Saturday Night.
Yeah.
Saturday Night Special.
Yeah, Saturday Night Special. Because you were talking about that. And this shit that's a beautiful song, man. Tony Bennett. I'm gonna download it too.
No, I drop knowledge on motherfuckers.
I know you do. 100%.
It's funny. We used to have a bar. And as soon as my mom walked into the bar, she'd turn the alarm off. She'd turn the lights on. She'd go behind the bar. She'd put the water on, put soap in so the water would start getting ready. You know, she'd turn the lights on in the back. And the first thing she did was turn the jukebox on. And then she would take quarters. And if these quarters, what I did as a kid, sometimes she'd go, here, take a roll of quarters and put red shoe polish on it, red nail polish. And that meant those are her quarters. So the jukebox guy would give her those quarters back.
Oh, okay. It's just like I'm putting my own quarters in here.
So if you pick up a quarter and it's 1974 and it's got red fucking nail polish on it, that's one of my mom's quarters, guys.
That's wild, dude.
Somebody sent me a picture years ago when I was doing Beauty and the Beast. Somebody sent me a picture.
Wow.
They're still out there.
Of those quarters?
Of those quarters. Fucking crazy.
Did she like Tony Bennett?
She liked this song because my dad, something with her and my dad, I don't know what it was. So the first song she always played was this little jam, you know what I'm saying?
So Tom, do you mess with people with Spanish? Because people don't think you speak Spanish? Or no?
Not intentionally. Usually it's just somebody would say something, and then I would respond, and they go, oh. Like, you know.
So it doesn't happen that often?
I mean, it happens, but it's not like, you know, what'll happen is like, you know, the guy will come to my house, and he'll start talking to another guy about work he's doing something in my house, and then as that conversation goes on, I'll jump in Spanish, and then they're like, oh. Then they kind of like stand up a little bit straighter, like we can't talk behind his back, you know, that kind of thing. How's
it going teaching your son Spanish?
It's going great. I mean, you know, he's 2, so he speaks he understands English and Spanish right now, and he says a few more English words, but he says a lot of Spanish words.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's definitely cool. Does Mercy speak Spanish?
No, but she knows what the fuck I'm saying.
Yeah.
She knows what the fuck I'm saying. It's, and I know she knows what the fuck I'm saying because she responds to it. Mm-hmm. And number 2, I played the same game at that age. When I can, you know, when you come from another country, you want to fit in.
Yeah.
I didn't want to speak Spanish no more. So my mom cut me a deal in the house. You could speak Spanish, but up there you got to speak English. But then I started getting cocky, and I'm like, I'm not even speaking Spanish in the fucking house. How you like me now, bitch? So she was like, okay. So from now on, when you ask me for something, I don't know nothing either. So if you want money for sneakers, gotta ask me in Spanish.
Well, she made you keep saying it.
So I'm very proud of that today, that she made me keep speaking it.
Yeah.
She wouldn't respond to me unless I spoke to her in Spanish.
Wow. But when you got here, how old were you when you got to Jersey or whatever?
3, maybe 2.
And at that point, you definitely only spoke Spanish, for sure.
Yeah. Yes. And I spoke Spanish a majority of that. You know, at the bar, they spoke Spanish.
It was all Spanish bar.
Pretty much, you know. But the people who in there spoke Spanish, you know, and they spoke to me in Spanish.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Thinking about what?
Like, what are your thoughts? What language are they in?
What language are who in?
Your thoughts. He wants to know what language you think in. Like, do you think your thoughts in English or Spanish or both?
I have a lot of thoughts. I have a lot of worlds that I laugh at. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have one of the coldest stories. You know, I came from a society that I spoke Spanish up to about 72. And then from 73 to 79 till my mother died, it became a thing called Spanglish.
Right.
Everybody spoke Spanglish. Very funny. Very, very hilarious, the words that they chose to pick. You know, and I think, you know, I was goofing on you today with the Louis C.K. thing.
Yeah.
There was a guy when I was growing up that was not a comedian. He was a bookmaker.
He would jerk off a lot?
No, and he hung out at my mother's bar. And he was there. He was one of these guys that got a job years ago and claimed disability. And after that, he paid the doctor a percentage to claim him on disability. And he collected a check plus unemployment. In those days, it was a scam.
Yeah.
So you got unemployment. All you had to do was go to the doctor every 6 months, give him an extra $300, and he kept you fucking disabled in those days. And the doctor would come to my mother's bar. So it was just a paternal scam that went on. And then he would go back to work for 6 months, but in the winter. So in the summer, they lay him off, so he'd be there taking baseball bets. But anyway, he was just one of those guys who was a fixture at my mother's bar. He would get there at 10 and sit at the bar and make some calls and walk to the corner. Then he'd come back, and that when I said besita, and he would start off with beers till about lunchtime. Then about after lunch, then he'd start with the hard stuff. But at 5:01, he was home. And I grew to love him. In fact, the night before I did Gotham for the New York Comedy Festival, I got together with some friends at a bar called Bar 1 in North Bergen, my high school teacher bar. He was my 7th grade teacher's bar. And a kid showed up, Dean Lapre, and he brought up this guy Arnardo because this kid Dean Lapre, I know him so long that he went to my mother's bar. And one day we were playing wiffle ball and we tried to cut the bat open to put rocks in it, to tape it up to make the bat heavy.
Yeah.
So you could hit the ball would go farther.
Sure.
And I cut my thumb right there. And the scar's still right there. I cut it with the knife I had to cut lemons with. And he goes, "Whatever happened to that guy?" And I go, "You know, man, I've gone through Facebook looking for his kids. Google, I feel lucky. I never traced his kids back, not one of them. He had 2 daughters and a gay son. And in the 70s, if you were Cuban and you had a gay son, it was something that was taboo, you know."
Yeah.
I loved him the same. He said some of the funniest fucking things I ever heard in my life. In fact, I said one of them today to somebody. Like, we were talking at the bar one time. I must have been 17 in conversation, you know. And we were talking about dicks or something. Like, he would always ask me, like, "What's going on with you with that skinny chick? You fucking her yet?" Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like he wasn't my uncle, but he was unofficially my uncle.
Sure.
And I really liked him. He had kids. His wife was called La Gallega. That's a different part of Cuba. And they cooked tremendous. She used to cook and send food to the bar. So we were like a family. But he would always ask me. Like one time, I used to dry hump this girl. So it drove my mother crazy. So I used to lock my door. So my mother made him get a ladder and put it against the side of the house while I was dry humping New York. And he made him go up. And I kind of heard something on the side of the I kind of heard something, and finally through the air conditioner I heard the ladder fall and him fall, and he slipped and he broke like his ankle. And I go back there and I'm, "What are we doing?" "Oh, we were fixing the air conditioner." Like, he was just a solid dude. Like, I liked him. But he told me 2 things one time. One time we were in conversation, and he was talking to me. He goes, "What, are you crazy or what?" He goes, "I let a faggot suck my dick one time with an ice cube in his mouth." He goes, "Tenía la boca fría, compadre, qué rico." And he was dead serious. And what he said was, he let him, like, we were just talking. We were just talking, like I'm like 16, you know.
It sounded romantic.
Yeah, and there was like a fag at the bar, you know, hanging out. And he was like, look at that fag over there. And, you know, like, and all of a sudden he's like, did I ever tell you the story about the time? Oh, the fag sucked my dick with an ice cube in his mouth. I'm like, no, you did not. No, you did not say that to me. And he looks at me and he goes at this, he goes, his mouth was cold. It felt tremendous. And I just fucking, but then another time was it.
His mouth was cold? That sounds terrible.
But in Spanish.
Yeah.
He goes, oye, te da la boca fría, compadre. Oye, me dio un mamón de tu, compadre, te da la boca fría. And then another time, I was about 18, and I was bartending. I was still in high school, and I would bartend one afternoon shift. And all my friends were there. We were all smoking dope and drinking. And he, like I said, he would hang out every day till 5, Tom Segura. And like a week before that, my friends got him high. He was talking about smoking dope, and they rolled the big bamboo, and they got him fucked up. He was on the table just laying there. And the next day he called me. He's like, what was in there? He goes, I don't remember walking home. I mean, he was just a funny dude.
Yeah.
So I had a friend called Darren Rago, who was a bodybuilder, steroid fucking nut, cocaine, solid dude. Solid. You would love him, Tom Segura. You know, I hang out with his cousin. And his cousin always says, you know what's crazy, Coco, right now? Darren would be in California with you. I know that for a fact. And by now, he would have smacked 3 people. He would have been my personal Mike Tyson. Darren did not fuck around. Especially after 80, when that white powder came around, he became...
Is he not around anymore?
No, he died. Before he died, he had gotten arrested for attempted murder. I knew him. I knew him all my life. He was my brother. But he saw his mother get cancer and die in front of her. He never recovered from that, Tom Segura. When you see your mom one day and she's healthy, and the next day, you know, you got to pick her up and put her in the bathtub, that affects you a certain way. And they had gotten divorced. That's what it was. The divorce triggered it, and the mom with the cancer put the fucking, and 80, this was it. This was the answer. There was no other answer. There was no, let's hold hands and say a prayer.
Yeah.
The answer was, let's go snort a fucking 8-ball. And then he added Deca to the fucking mix.
Oof.
And now the juice, the contest, the cocaine, the whole thing. There's an interesting story that the guy almost got me one night. And I grew up with this dude. Let's just say his name was Tommy. And one night I asked the guy, because I knew he was a cokehead. I go, tell him, anybody got anything? He goes, yeah, what do you want? I go, I want like a G-Bo or something. He goes, give me $100. I said, you got it on you? He goes, no, I got to call the guy. We'll call the guy. He goes, well, no. You got to call the guy. You got to give me the money, and I'll go outside and wait for him. You know what, Tom Segura? I know you a long time.
Yeah.
I'm not just giving you a yardstick. Call the dude. This went on for 10 minutes. I said, forget about it. And I looked at him and I go, I know you a long time. If you were going to beat me, just tell me. Well, a year later, I hear this story. Same thing, but he did it to my friend Rago. He took the money. Rago didn't play. Rago went to his house the next morning, knocked on the door. You know when people have glass squares by their door?
Yeah.
With curtains in front of him?
Yeah.
Rago just put his hand through one of them, opened the door and let him in. He ran at Darren. Darren punched him. He went through the table, the dinner table. Darren pulled the leg and started hitting him in the head with it. Cops came. Darren got arrested for attempted murder. He was out on bail when he died. But that's a true story. Darren was ready to start fucking... I saw him pick up a dude one time and throw him over a fence in front of a VFW. Another time, me and him couldn't get coke. There was a fucking snowstorm. I told Lee the story. We couldn't get cocaine, and we were sitting at a bar called Joe and Mary's. And this is the bar.
Yeah.
We're facing this way. That's where the TV is. That's where the pool table is. But there's a window here. And me and him have our drinks here. And we're looking out the window at the fucking 6 inches of snow and how cars are out. And we're praying for this coke dealer to get here. There was no coke on Thursday because of the blizzard. There's no coke on Friday because of the blizzard. And now there's Saturday and there's still no coke. The George Washington Bridge is closed, Jack. Unless you got a canoe, you're not getting into the city. So we had one guy who kept saying, man, I don't know if my car might get stuck. There's 3 feet of snow out there. Couldn't even get the newspaper in those days.
Fuck.
Me and this guy are sitting there. I told Louis that. I told the Christ killer this. We're sitting there, and he's fuming, Darren. And we look, and there's a guy minding his business, cross-country skiing. Like, wait a second, whoa. Like this is New Jersey. This is Bergen Line Avenue. Like, you want to go skiing, you go to the mountains. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This guy's out there like this is his lucky day. He's doing exercise. Now, I know about cross-country skiing because I was living in Colorado for a while.
Yeah.
And people would do it. There were people who were like fucking half retarded. Like, you go down the hill, no, you want to fucking pull yourself. Here's this poor bastard, I'll never forget this, pulling himself down the fucking Bergen Line Avenue. Bergen Line is like Broadway in fucking New York City.
Yeah.
But there's no traffic, but this guy's going down. Darren looks at this guy and he goes, look at this fucking guy. And he looks at me and goes, let's just fuck him up. And next thing you know, like, he just pushed me and he started chasing the guy down. I'll never forget this. The guy's pulling himself, like, you know, singing like a Doris Day song.
Yeah.
And Darren just tackled him and started hitting him with the skis. It was crazy. There's still like 8 of us were out there kicking him. It was like a scene from The Sopranos.
Jeez.
Then we dragged him.
This guy had no idea what the fuck was going on.
Nothing. We were all fucking pissed. And then we brought him and we put him over the VFW fence. And we drew the skis back then. He's back there moaning and groaning. And we're like, fuck you. Nobody skis on Bergen Line Avenue. We went back in the bar, and guess who shows up?
The coke dealer.
The coke dealer shows up. Oh my God. Everybody's fucking buying blow. Everybody's ordering doubles. We're fucking snorting. We're having a great time. Oh my God. And all of a sudden, it's 2:45, and there's police cars everywhere. And we look at him.
You didn't think to go home after doing that?
3 a.m. the bar's closed. It's 10 to 3. We're all fucking gazilled.
Yeah.
If there's 20 people at the bar, 16 of them, their jaws are going.
Yeah.
Telling stories about the war and God knows what else. All of a sudden, we're like, what the fuck? Everybody, please come out with your hands up, right? So we're like, what? We hide the coke, but I know one of the cops. I see one of the cops, and I know that if I shake his hand and put something in it, I might just be able to slip away. So I had like a little extra bindle. I put it in my hand. When I saw him, I said, hey, what's up? I put it, he goes, yeah, just keep on. He goes, he's okay, he's with me. And he walked me. But as I'm walking away, I look in a police car. Remember the guy we threw over the fence?
Sure.
He's in the back of the police car, and he's just trembling, right? They got blankets on him. They got like a guy with a heater on him. He's just fucking trembling.
Classic.
Jesus Christ. You fucking psychos.
What a great fucking night that was.
Yeah. Jesus.
That was a crazy bar, guys. When we went out to dinner that night, I went out to dinner with some friends. We brought it up. That was about 2 weeks after. We were getting a lot of snowstorms that year.
Yeah.
And that was about 2 weeks after we were having a party there on a Saturday night. Now, the owner of the club, it was Joe and Mary. Joe and Mary were both dead. The guy's name was, I forget what his name was. It really doesn't matter for the story. But in real life, the guy was a loan shark.
Yeah.
The guy was a mob loan shark. Was he in the mob? I did not say that. I said he was a mob loan shark. How do I know? Because to borrow money from him, you got to go to a bank. He would get you a check, but you would have to cash it at a certain bank, and that's how he got his percentage. He was way ahead of the game, and this is 80 fucking 2. So don't come to me with no fucking stories.
You got another one of those?
I was going to offer you another one. I didn't know if you were drinking.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'll never forget how fucking... It was a Saturday night, packed. Again, you know, everybody's doing fucking blow. Who's not eating Gorilla Biscuits? And I'll never forget a fucking cop came in, an undercover cop. And he's like, hey, man, something. Like some violation or whatever. The owner's name was George. Well, that was the bar owner's name, George. He was a little stocky guy. You could tell that if you were going to have a problem, this was not the type of guy. He was a bar guy, bro.
Yeah.
He never worked behind the bar. He always sat at the bar. He bought you drinks. You know, he spoke to you. He was a gentleman, but he watched that register. And that night, this cop came in talking shit. And he goes, can you do me a favor? Can you show me your bag? Bro, the bar was 50 deep with all of us in there snorting blow and God knows. And he asked the cop in front of everybody at like fucking 2 in the morning, let me see the badge again. The cop was like all jovial about it with some other guy as backup. He showed it to him and George is like spinning the guy's badge. He goes, do me a favor. You call your local whatever and you tell him you came in here and George is spitting your badge. Now get the fuck out of my bar. That bar fucking froze, Jack. That's when we knew, and I knew I was dead because I owed him like fucking $8,000 because I kept borrowing from him. I would tell him Tom Segura needs $800, but he's embarrassed to ask you. Is Tom good for it? Tom is solid. I know Tom 20 years. All right, how much can he pay me every week? He'll pay you $75 a week. Tom, you didn't even know you had borrowed the money from
What? You were doing that?
And I would pay him under your name.
Fuck.
Until finally I had to just bail him on everybody.
Jesus.
It was crazy.
So then would he come after you?
He never came after me, but when I left to Colorado, I left for like 10 months. And when I went back, that was my high school bar. I went back one night and I went to the side door and my friends were playing shooting pool and I was with my buddy Stinky, who also owed him money. And I'll never forget, we knocked on the side glass and my friends looked up and they're like, is George here? And they're looking at me like, and I'm like, is George here? And my friend's like, what? And finally, when my friend opens the door, he goes, Coco, how you doing? I go, shh. I go, is George here? And all of a sudden I hear, no, George is up here. And I look up, me and Stinky, and George is listening to the window. He goes, how you boys doing? It's been a while, huh? And I go, yeah, we wanted to see you. He goes, give me 10 minutes. I'll be right down. All right. We fucking got in that car and we took off. And I never saw fucking George again. You understand?
Oh, my God.
And today, it's not Joe and Mary's no more. Guess what it is?
What?
It's Jose and Maria's. Mexicans took it over. You know what I'm saying?
Fucking Christ, man. Your stories give me anxiety. They're so vivid.
That was a crazy fucking bar, bro. You know, they were serving us when we were 16.
On Bergen Ave?
On Bergen Line Avenue. They were on 80 Street, something like that up there. Listen, bro, we would go up there junior year. Think about how old you are. 10 of us. That were cool. You couldn't go up there and drink. I mean, like, you couldn't tell like everybody. Like Tom, you know, there's certain people you can't bring up.
Right, you can't bring up there, yeah.
This is us. We go, we get a couple mugs of beer, and we get potato chips, Lee. bar potato chips, not Wise. There was no Lay's. There was bar potato chips, and we get Frank's hot sauce and get a napkin and lay it out and eat potato chips and shoot pool till 6. Like, we were tough guys. You know what that feels like when you're 16?
Oh, yeah.
You have any idea, Lee, what kind of person you would be? No drugs, Lee. How different would you be today if every day after school you went to a bar, shot pool, had 3 or 4 beers, ate a bag of chips, and went home, and your mom was like, "How was studying?" You're like, "Great." And then
That'd probably be very different.
Lee Syatt, let me explain it to you. When I look at you,
Wait, you didn't do that?
No, I did a couple times, but
the only sorrow I have is that I didn't meet Lee Syatt when I was 16. Because right now, as sad as this is, Lee would have weighed 600 pounds. 2 doors down from that bar, Joe and Mary's. All right, a block, 6 blocks to the south of it was the original, my loyalty. Don't cook tonight, called Chicken Delight. Mm-hmm. They were that's how I became an American. Hot dogs, McDonald's, and Chicken Delight. But up the corner, 2 doors next to that bar was something else. It was like Chicken Delightful. Mm-hmm. And it was owned by Richie Seidel, a little part-time bookie. His kid was retarded when we were kids. They used to give him Adderall. They used to give him Adderall in 1980, and they used to tie him to his bicycle and make him fly off his roof. It was hysterical. And every weekend he'd have a different babysitter. And if he had 10 babysitters, I sucked 4 of their titties. Because that's where you went to watch Saturday Night Live at fucking 11 o'clock. Hysterical Tom Segura.
What would you have done with Lee Syatt if you met him at 16?
Can you imagine? I would... Lee, at 10 o'clock every night, like clockwork, if you were at Joe and Mary's, the manager of the chicken place would come over with 2 buckets of whatever chicken they had left over from the day. And they just made the chicken at 6. Lee, so for 2 hours, you would just sit there and eat fried chicken and drink fucking mugs of Heineken for 65 cents a mug, Lee. How would you be? You'd be that bar. What's the show you fell in love with about Boston?
Cheers.
Cheers, that's you.
Oh, yeah.
They used to give you for free at this bar, Joe and Mary's, for free. As soon as you walked in, Lila was the bartender. And for free, there was a circle. And on that dish, you know, like when you go to Subway and they have like the dishes of sandwiches for parties? No. This was a circle like that, but it was white bread with ham and Swiss cheese with a little bit of mayo, maybe a nice piece of tomato, and they would put them on. There'd be like 1,000 of these things under a container, and if you were drinking, you were allowed to pick up the container and eat one and put one back like a normal American.
Yeah.
That's what a normal human being does. Oh my God. Me and my buddies would destroy those things. We would smoke dope, go to Joe and Mary's, order 2 mugs of beer, a bag of 2 of chips. We'd just eat every chip on the rack. In those days, they'd have chips on the rack. We'd just take every bag of chips and eat every fucking sandwich in there. 16 they were serving us.
Jesus Christ, man.
Sounds like fun.
It's not that it's fun. It's just thinking of how different society was. And people knew it. Tom Segura, people knew it.
Oh, dude, it was different. Even when I was a teenager, we would go into bars, you know? Like, we would drink. People would serve you at their homes, at their... Like, if they knew you weren't one of those just fuck off kids, like, you know, just you weren't a jerk off, people that I knew would serve you in high school. And not in like a, oh my God, you're getting away with something way. They were just like, you can handle yourself. You're fine. They give you a drink.
I had a couple parents, friends of parents that were crazy. And there was a couple in particular that told me, you can do whatever you want in my house, just don't ever drink in my house.
Who told you that?
A couple of friends of parents. One in particular said, you come over my house, you can eat, sleep here. I just don't ever want you drinking in my house. I'll never drink with you. I don't want it, And it was cool.
Oh.
It was cool. I knew he drank, and I drank, and I'm still friends with his cousin.
Oh, I got you. Okay. You mean like as a kid, the parents would tell you that? Yeah.
I don't like it.
You don't like?
I won't drink in front of Mercy.
Yeah.
I don't want alcohol in the house.
Really?
No. From my perspective, I know what it did to me.
Seeing.
I know the freedom it gives you. Your parents are your heroes. Until, whatever. Once they see your heroes drinking, it's okay to drink.
Yeah.
Once they see you smoking a cigarette, it's okay to smoke. Your parents are your heroes.
Yeah. I never thought of it like that, actually.
If they see you doing coke, what are the chances that they're going to do coke?
It's probably a lot higher, yeah. So are you careful with weed then at home or no?
Very careful. And that's why I know that within a year I have to stop. She watches. She watches. And she moves around the house like a snake. You don't even see her coming. You gotta be very careful with her.
So you keep like in a private, like locked stash, that kind of thing?
I got it hidden somewhere.
Yeah.
That even if she opens it, she can't see it. It's very hidden. And
She's going to trip out one day when she learns about that. Weed tolerance, man. She's going to lose her mind.
Well, you never know. You never really know.
You're 10th level with that, for sure.
It's how you approach things as a parent, and you want the best for your kid, Tom Segura. You don't want your kid to do blow or pills.
Of course.
You want the best. You want them. You look at them. First you say you want a healthy child. Then you want a child that fits into society, through his grammar school years and high school. I don't need him to be a high school star or anything. I'll take a fucking kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need anything. I mean, it would be nice to have a fucking linebacker over there at Penn State as your son.
Yeah.
So you can smack some bitches, you know what I'm saying? Sling some dick. Then your little CK looking ass can really take your dick out at the fucking Penn State theater and say, here's one for Joe Paterno. And his cousin, what was his cousin's name? The Kuklinski, what's the cousin?
Who are you talking about?
The football coach in Penn State that's doing 11 years.
Sandusky. Fucking crazy, man. It's nuts.
It's good to see you always.
Always good to see you,
You're
man.
a breath of fresh air. It's nice to see you doing well. Your wife is a fucking knockout as usual. I haven't seen the child. I'm excited.
Dude, we're going to have so much fun tomorrow, man. I'm so happy you're coming on.
Your comedy is fucking second. Now, what's the special coming out now?
It's coming out January 12th.
So this is your fourth Netflix special?
Third.
You're like fucking Johnny Netflix.
I don't know, man. I'm super happy they let me do another one, man. Honestly, I'm just happy.
Listen, man, you're where you wanted to be. This is, we were talking about touring before and the efforts of being a feature act and a headliner. And how, you want people to leave there and go, they paid money. I don't want to take a chance. It's like the people who go, let's go out to dinner at 6. What? And do what? Talk to you about what for an hour?
Right.
Then they always bring the goofy friend. So how is it hanging out with Ari? Listen, mind your business. Eat your fucking liver, all right? Mind your business. How is it hanging out with Ari? Eat your fucking food. If you're going to take me out to dinner, ask me 1,000 questions.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it. That's why before showtime, I don't want to see nobody.
That reminds me.
I told you.
Okay, that reminds me of something you said one time. I have no idea what you meant. You said, you go, black people eat to talk. And I go, what? And you said, I'm serious. Like they go to a restaurant to eat to talk. And you said, if somebody fucking talks while I'm eating, I'm going to fucking stab them in the neck. But you had a whole rant. I don't know if you even remember saying this, a whole rant about eating to talk. It never heard anything like it in my life.
It drives me fucking crazy.
He knows the exact trend.
He knows what?
You know the exact trend. You know what's going on.
Where?
Well, you know what he's saying. You know what he was talking about.
Do you know what I'm talking about or no?
I don't know. I'm just saying. Stoned to the gills. Yes, and he did that. I can't believe you're taking New Year's off.
Yeah.
A mid-level fucking savage like yourself.
Taking it off.
I'm
man.
scared. I can't lie to you.
About what?
New Year's.
Where are you doing it?
I'm not. If I did New Year's, it would be the 8 o'clock show at the Ice House in the small room. Small, intimate,
Yeah.
talk from the heart, end of the year review. Syatt playing the drums.
Why'd you try to do that anyways?
I'm taking the family away.
Oh, you
for
are?
2 days.
Okay.
Go to a nice beach resort up north.
Good for you.
Good for the kids. You come back Monday morning, the 1st. It's like fucking Mad Max, like the apocalypse.
Yeah.
There's nobody on the 101. Yeah, I'm gonna go chase a fucking nickel
Yeah.
on nights that I've chased. I was thinking about that. When you first start out, Lee, you MC for a while, then you start milling, then you start hearing about all this money you're gonna be paid on New Year's.
Yeah, that's the big thing that you...
I could look you in the face, both of you, and tell you the honest to God truth. I never got paid for big money on New Year's. Every fucking club robbed me.
Oh, I got fucked on a bunch of New Year's stuff. But you did, like, these stories about what New Year's was like, it was such... That's the hottest rumor, But, like, there is some truth to it, but people would be like... Oh, you just hear, like, someone's getting, like, 10 grand to do something, and you're like, what? And they're like, yeah, on New Year's, shit really pops off. I remember I meddled once on New Year's. We still did 5 or 6 shows, but instead of $100 a show, they gave me $150 a show for the week.
Because of New Year's.
Because of New Year's. And I thought that was crazy money. Like, at the time, I was like, wait, what? I'm not going to get $600. I'm going to get, like, $1,100. And they were like, yeah. And I go, like, holy shit, this is so much money. Like, I really thought that was a crazy amount of money. That was getting an extra $300 or something. And then a few years later, I remember I did a New Year's gig where the money was like just marginally more. And I looked at the ticket price, and they were charging like $85 to go to some of these New Year's Eve shows. And I tried to get, a little more money. I think they kicked it up like another $250 or something. But if you can get, you can still make crazy. You can make crazy money.
Sarah and I robbed me 2 New Year's Eves in a row.
Who?
I'll never forget that. Sarah and I. She used to book the Buffalo Funny Bone in connection with the Miami Improv. To get into Miami, she threw you into Buffalo in January 1st.
Oh.
If she didn't like you. If you weren't part of an agency, well, let's say Joe Rogan recommended you.
Yeah.
She threw you in Buffalo first. I got 2 weeks for you, Tom.
Buffalo.
Okay, you got Miami. No. You're going to Buffalo first. January 8th through the 12th. You'll be featuring for Bingo the Clown. And then the following week, you're going to Miami. And you're in the middle for the Hypnotist. And you're like, oh my God, I'm quitting this shit.
Yeah.
And then she robbed me a few times. I always got robbed. Rogan took care of me all those years. He gave me a little bit extra. Listen, this is what I feel about New Year's. And I'm going to be as honest as I can with you. I'm like the next guy. I like making money. I try to make money. I've been doing this for 27 years. I deserve to make money.
Yeah.
I ate shit for a lot of years. And I got robbed for a lot of years. Am I crying? No. It made me the comic I am today. But you look at what the clubs charge. they want to charge some fucking piece of salmon that they got from Katrina. Left over, some fucking guy bought 22,000 oily fucking salmon. You know, crab legs. They want to give you all this shit and hype it up and pay the comic. And you know what? At the end of the day, it's just a fucking dumb fucking show. And if you get caught up in the food and the whole thing, and here's a guy like me telling you right now, I'd rather you come see me January 22nd somewhere.
Yeah.
And it's a lot easier. It's a lot painful for you. You're going to sit next to people for a late show that haven't had a drink in 6 months. They're going to puke on your dress. I've seen shit on New Year's Eve, Lee, that you're like, I was excited.
Yeah.
I bombed one time.
On New Year's?
In Miami.
So that was a rough room, man.
Not one show, but both of them in front of Angel Salazar. Bomb. I mean, death of 1,000 dicks.
Is that your worst bomb ever?
No, this is one of the many.
One other thing I hate about this New Year's pricing is that the last one I did was at a club, and I think some of the things were actually $100 for like the full.
Yeah, no, listen.
No, but here's the thing that sucks is that people hit you up and they go, "You charge $100 to see you," and you have to explain to them that the club
it's
on
a
that
VIP
night,
package.
yeah, and it's like
they're gonna give you a bottle of champagne that's gonna give you a headache for 3 days.
Yeah, I didn't like that
the
either.
Grapes, they got them from Noriega.
And you couldn't explain that to everybody.
No.
Everybody was saying that.
And you try to be fair in your mind, and you go, you know what, I would love to do a New Year's show. Like I said, it's a Sunday night into Monday. I would really consider an 8 o'clock show, 200 people, tops. I would love it if they were able to smoke reefer in there.
Yeah.
And drink, and no intermission. 3 comics, you're out of there at 9:30.
Yeah.
Listen, you know what? No pictures. Get the fuck out. It's going to be low end. Go take pictures for New Year's and jump up and down. No blow. Just real comedy fans.
Yeah.
That want to watch a comedy show. That's what I like to do. But when are you going to get that type of action?
Sure. I like your idea of doing the annex at the Ice House.
That's it. 8 o'clock. Everybody's home by 9:30.
That's a great way to do it, man.
I don't want to toast.
Yeah.
I don't want you out at midnight. I really don't want you out at midnight. I really don't want you driving at 1 a.m. for stupidity. Unless it's Jesus talking. Why are you at a fucking New Year's Eve? Stay home.
Yeah,
by
home.
10:30, you should be home. 10:30. A nice steak. Smoke a number. Get a package. I don't give a fuck if you get a heroin. As long as you're home by 10:30, shooting heroin, I don't give a fuck what you do.
Maybe don't get heroin.
But every minute you stay out over 10:30, you're getting average. You're getting hit in the head with a stick.
Yeah.
Getting busted for something. Who don't do this? Who's drinking and driving? Who's not puking? And once you've done all those New Year's, you're like, you know what? This is the last one I'm doing.
Yeah. No, I like your idea of doing it in a small room. That seems
And
fun.
people are like, yeah, let's do the Will Turn. We'll do 8 o'clock show. Yeah, listen, then you find out it's a 10 o'clock show.
Yeah.
Now I got to be down there at 10 o'clock.
I know, it's too late, man.
Now, you know what, man? As dumb as this sounds, I got a family now. Guess what? I'm going to get grapes. I'm going to get the bottle of wine. My friend's sending me that Cuban peanut brittle.
Yeah.
I got a family now. Let's toast the family. I need the money. I got to be out there fighting like an animal on New Year's Eve. Where am I going to go?
Yeah, no, I agree.
Do one. Then the next day, when my lucky got 1.5 feet of snow, and now we're stuck at the airport fucking hotel for 2 days. Leave me at home. There's tons of other weeks to work.
I'm with you.
And that venue's not going nowhere. And people don't get offended. I remember doing New Year's one year somewhere at the high-level club, and they couldn't get the meal on time. You know what that's like when the computer goes down on New Year's Eve, Lee? And people ordered filet mignon, but instead they're getting a piece of salmon that looks like it looks like it's 10 years old. And now you got to go up there as the feature act and be funny. And while you're on stage, they're going, no, I ordered it medium rare. You know what that feels like, Lee? And you're getting fucking $600 for the week for 8 shows.
It's
That's
brutal.
what I got. That's
Yeah.
$600 for 8 fucking shows.
Brutal.
So I paid my dues on New Year's. I cut my teeth on New Year's. God bless the people who offered me work this year on New Year's. That's my offer, and I'm sticking to it. It's too late now. Now I'm leaving on Saturday.
Where's the where's your worst bomb? Do you know which one it is?
Jesus Christ, there was a period I was just bombing.
Really? All the time?
I went on a bombing. I used to call clubs ahead of time and call in a bomb scale. Like, listen, get ready because I'm going to bomb tonight. No, bro. If when you're a comic in the beginning, you have to bomb.
You have to bomb. Of course.
You have to bomb. You have to bomb, and you have to bomb, and you have to bomb, and you have to keep bombing, and the situations worsen, and it's just like any other fucking situation that you get yourself into that has high stakes later on.
Yeah.
Down the future if you stick with it. Any of these things. Any of these dumb things that you become a specialist in doing, you have to pay your fucking dues one way or another. I don't know what they are, but I can't describe comedy to you. You have to live it. I love the people who call you and go, hey, didn't you say it took you 5 years to feature? Yeah, it took me 9 years, you fucking asshole. And you sit there and go, watch the beat and this guy gets on the road.
Yeah.
This guy's going to get demoted so many times that he's going to quit.
Right.
They get demoted, Lee. They go out as features, and after the first night, the MC's eating their lunch, bro. And the guy ain't got 22 minutes, and he's eating dick.
People will change a lot the lineup the next night.
dude.
Oh,
Fuck yes,
fuck
they will.
yeah.
Oh no, has it
It's
ever happened to
brutal.
you guys?
It's brutal.
Bro, I know a dude that started as a fucking headliner on Wednesday, and by Saturday he was emceeing. And I'm telling you that I swear to my mother's grave, that's a true fucking story, dog.
I got demoted before the show once, so like not even due to the show.
No, you did not.
Yeah, I showed up and they were like, well, actually, no, I got the email that said, hey, we booked you to middle, but you're going to MC. And I was like, okay. And then the next email said, actually, you're just off the show. So they emailed me twice to let me know that I was demoted like the day of the show. And I'm thinking I'm going to feature for a weekend. They're like, no, you're going to MC for a weekend, and actually you're not going to do. So I got just kicked off the show. But I did a weekend one time where I was the MC, and they made the middle and I switch. They demoted the...
Were you doing bad, or was he doing that good?
No, the other way around. The middle, I was MCing, and they told me the middle and the middle to MC. The middle was doing badly. And I was having good sets, so they switched us.
Okay, one time.
That was brutal to fucking witness, man. Brutal.
It's embarrassing.
It is, yeah.
It's really embarrassing. One time, I did so good at a feature spot in a Florida town that I made the comic quit, the headliner,
Jesus.
through the glass. He was so pissed because at that time, I was at the store. And I was doing the 12:45 spot, following Paul Mooney every night. And I had 20 that would bury you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the first 20 were really, I was at the store. You have to follow dice.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? You're going to follow dice. If you go up to that stage and go, let's keep it going for dice, what am I going to do? I'm going to die. I don't even know why I came up here. You died. And after you take 10 of those, you go, okay, I'm not going to surrender right off the bat.
Yeah.
I'm going to give him what he deserves, and I'm going to attack these motherfuckers with everything I got.
Yeah.
And that's where you learn that strategy. That's why I love people going, dog, I couldn't follow him because you died before you even got on stage. Don't give him the limelight. Thank Tom Segura for coming on stage and attack him like a fucking pit bull for 4 minutes until they forget who the fuck Tom Segura even was. They'll forget. If you attack them hard, the first 4 minutes, Tom Segura don't even exist. They won't remember you until the way out. Oh, remember him? He was funny too. And you're like, because you attacked him. I used to lose the war in my head as a young comic. I would go, I can't follow that clean stuff. Look at all those people with white hair in the audience.
Yeah.
It's not till I eliminated that factor. I don't want to see the audience. I don't give a fuck who they are.
Yeah, just go
out there and do your material. Because once you start catering and bantering, that's where you learn to bomb. Well, they're Chinese. There goes this. Can you smell my feet?
No.
There goes this set. You know, like if you go, I have a bunch of Chinese people. I'm going to do a set about the guy I rear-ended that was Chinese. There goes that 8-minute bit. If you don't do that bit, you just lost in your head.
You're totally right.
Do that bit with all the confidence in the world that you have. Do that bit like if you were in front of 20 white people. In fact, I want you to turn to them as you do that bit, because the more confidence you show, the more they're going to laugh their ass off, because they're Chinese. They know they can't drive. They have a hard time walking around the airport. They all stop at the door at the airport. You ever like rushing to get to your gate?
Yeah.
They all stop and look around like, it's what the fuck are you looking at? Move. The fuck? This is the end to the exit. They want to sit there and look around. Man, look at the lighting in here. This is a great journey.
Yeah.
This is a great journey. This has been a great journey for a guy like me. It's been a great journey for a guy like you.
Definitely.
What made you get on stage? I mean, you're a college educated, nice.
I mean, I always wanted to perform, man. That's the truth. I just wanted to be in comedy. I didn't think it was going to be stand-up. I really thought I was going to be like a comedic actor, you know, like be on TV, be in movies. Like that was the thought for me.
No, you've still done TV and movies.
I mean, I've done a couple lines here and there.
Are you interested in a recurring show and taking you off the road for 6 weeks and just focusing on something 2 days a week? Like, that's all I ever want.
Yeah, that'd be great, man.
Listen, I don't want to be number one. I don't want to be the Joey Diaz show.
Yeah.
I want Tom Segura to have his own show, and I'm the guy that comes in every 3 episodes to break his balls.
Yeah.
For 5 minutes, and he loves Joey.
Yeah.
I love Joey, Christine. But every once in a while, I need him to come over here and straighten me out and different, you know.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to do.
Yeah.
That's it. The Neighbor, The Garbage Man.
Yeah, for sure.
I grew up watching Good Times and all those type of shows that were character-driven. And it was a guy that came on every 2 weeks. And you yearned for him, but they didn't throw him in your face to save the show. I'm not there to steal the show from Tom and Christine.
Yeah.
I'm there to add flavor 1 week. You know what I'm saying? Something with the kid.
Sure.
Whatever. When you stay home, you focus on that. You eat some fucking Warner Brothers food, right? Why fight yourself and go on the fucking... You just work on the set for a couple of days. It's not the same money on the road, but you focus on that and you get some more experiences to write off of, you know? There's always something.
Yeah.
The last 5 years, like I said, I got caught up. I always loved going on the road, and I fucking get it. I love going on the road 4 or 5 weeks at a time. By the 3rd week, you're just destroying audiences.
Yeah.
You're just destroying them. You know, you warm up on Thursday night, and Friday and Saturday, you get your beat to you, and you're just leveling them. And if not, you learn how to level them. You take an old bit and put it in between this bit, and middle it here, and lie this one here, and next thing you know, it's a great fucking feeling. But the other side of that is, fuck. I've already done the 8-week runs and the 6-week runs and the 10-week runs, and now I was down to the last year and a half. I'm into the 2-week a month runs, and even that's getting to me a little bit.
It's wearing on you.
Yeah, because sometimes you get that 4 out of 5 week thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So even though it's 2 a month.
Right. Yeah, I know exactly that. That's a slick agent move, too. They're like, yeah, you're just going to work. You're going to do 2 weeks every month. So you can do the last 2 weeks of this 1 month and the first 2 weeks of the next month. You're like, oh, come on.
More. Can't do that shit no more.
No.
I need a time. She's growing.
Yeah.
You know.
You like being home, too. You're a good in-town guy. You like it. It's a good feeling, too, by the way. I'm not saying it in a negative way. I'm saying...
Let me tell you something, man. You live in Los Angeles. You moved to Los Angeles for a reason. Come to me with whatever reason you may have. You moved here for a central reason, a square root, as they say in math. That square root is to walk out of here something. Somebody, something. A writer, a casting guy, whatever the fuck you do. If you live in Los Angeles, wherever the fuck you live, guess what? I want to go to meetings. I don't want to be involved. What does involvement mean? That I got to be fucking Jack Bruce and I got to be Harvey Weinstein? It means that this studio's doing 10 movies a year. There's not 3 roles at 3 of those 10 movies. That's what you're trying to tell me Segura is an intelligent guy that's lived here a long time. Same thing with all this programming on Netflix, Hulu, original programming, iTunes, Amazon has original programming, not to mention the 4 networks. There's not 6 episodes of you. You don't see yourself. I'm not saying Tom Segura the comic. I'm saying Tom Segura the funny guy in the surgery room.
Yeah.
You don't think there's 6 episodes for you somewhere?
For sure, man.
I'm sorry, so that would be 10 weeks off the road. You wouldn't be making the same money, but it would throw you off and give you a little bit more insight. And you wouldn't just feel like a piece of meat that you're out there constantly. All these agencies we're with, they just don't have one floor. They have 5 or 6 floors.
Yeah.
I know I'm not involved in 5 or 6 operations, but there's 3 of those floors I could help you in.
Yeah.
And I want everybody involved instead of, like I told you the Nelly story. They gave him the TV show, and UTA said, "What, are you crazy?" So wait a second. You're going to pay him after the executive producer and after the actor and the creator, you're going to give him what, $150,000? That's what in our pocket? What's 10 points of $150,000?
Yeah, like what, 15?
Yeah, but if you put him on the road like a fucking hooker, on Friday and Saturday, let him sing, "It's Getting Hot in Here."
Yeah.
Now take off all your clothes and you throw water at him, and him and his 8 little fucking St. Louis fucking buddies jump up and down. They fucking net $250. You know what I'm saying? With T-shirts and merchandise, and Nelly gives you a hug and a kiss. So that's $500,000 a weekend. That's fucking $50,000 commission. What do you want? You want $15,000 or $50,000 commission?
Yeah.
What do you want, guys? What do you want the best for your client? But sometimes you have to control that a little more and go, the roles are here. And when you do get the audition, you have to prepare. You know, I can't see anymore. Those days are gone. Those days of going in and using the paper part-time are gone. When I go to an audition that I really want, like the one I went in last week for the Mick, I was off book, Jack, completely. I brought it in there to have a base. I always bring them in there just to have a starting point.
Did you go in for the role of Bert?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Burt Bellinger.
Yeah.
Were you there too?
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody was there. Everybody was there. I saw Brian Posehn. I saw 2 guys from The Sopranos. Who was there when you were there?
Who was there? Oh, Adam Ferrara. Right? That's his name? I think that's his name.
Wow.
And John Daly, I think is his name, like the golfer. And then who else was there? A couple other guys, but those 2 guys for sure.
Julie Ashton, she cast.
Yeah.
All that. She cast me in 4 pilots.
She's great.
3 TV shows.
Oh man, she's really great for you, but I think she's the best.
She called me one time at 5:45. I said, "I don't know if you can do me this favor. There's a pilot called NYPD Blue 2069. It's 3 lines. It's a co-star. If it gets picked up, it's recurring because it's a newspaper guy in the corner. Can you do it? Can you be a Fox in a half hour?" Fuck yeah. She took care of me and paid me a little extra. I had nice lines, 2 lines. I was out of there by 11 o'clock at night. I read the pilot and had no chance in hell of getting picked up. There wasn't a network in America that would get
this thing, really? Oh, man.
Nah, man, I like to do a couple movies a year, something. At least go.
You've done a lot of it, though, man. It's impressive. You've done
my IMDb is rocking. I can't even. What's the matter?
I'm saying, like, it's impressive, man.
I look at my IMDb every 6 months, and I scroll, and I cannot believe that I could truly look you in the eye, and I told Lee this and the people before. I thought I would be an extra one time on a TV show.
Really?
When I got here, there was a girl. She's still here, maybe doing comedy. And she was doing extra work. And she was telling me how much fun she was doing. She was doing extra SAG work on Friends. So to fuck with her friends at home, she would put certain objects on the set while the people weren't watching. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like she would put this weed thing in the chair, and they would tape with the weed thing there, and then she'd go take it, and hopefully it would make the cut. Like she was having so much fun.
She was loving it. Okay.
And then there was a guy at the store that was very creepy, and he would always come up to me and go, they were shooting the Titanic in Ensenada. Mm-hmm. At the time. I think it's Ensenada. Don't fucking yell at me, people. It wasn't Ensenada. They were shooting the Titanic somewhere from San Diego, like an hour from San Diego. And every day they were looking for extras. And this guy's scam was he took a Polaroid of you paid him $50, and then you went down there, stood online like a slave, and they gave you $50 for the day if you made it. But I did know a guy, the guy that opens the elevator, he was an extra dog. You know what his first residual check was for opening up that elevator?
What?
You don't want to know.
What?
Like 30 G's.
No.
Oh my God.
For opening the door?
The elevator. Remember when it's flooding downstairs? I just saw him about a month ago. He's still here. He's a commercial guy.
And he had a line, or he just...
Yeah, when he tells her, run in here. And he's all scared and shit. And she comes in, it's flooding. And he opens the gate, and he closes it. He pushes the button. He has like a line or two. His first check put him right in an apartment, got him a little car. Because I shot a Coke commercial with him after the Diet Coke that was international. He's a commercial guy.
Yeah, dude. Your resume for acting is nuts.
Because I wasn't getting any love as a comic. There was no zero, and I didn't deserve any. Let's be honest. Let's be strictly honest. Nobody was touching me, but theatrical agents were signing me and commercial people. I would walk into any mid-level agency and get fucking signed within minutes in those days. It was the big ones that would not touch me. They would fucking take my envelope and put me through hell, which is what I needed at the time. I needed a Gersh theatrically as a character agent.
Yeah.
Somebody who sent out characters. Then I did get with the best character comedy guy, but by that time, he lost it at that time. But I was with a chick for a while that was very good. Her name was Nancy Hoff. And I was turned on to her by a really good manager.
She's not in it anymore, or you're just not with her anymore?
No, we both moved on, but she was somebody that I met with when I was looking for agents. My manager took me to like 3 different agencies where they offered you water and shit. And they validated your parking. At the time, unless you lived here in like 98, 2000, you remember Highland. Mm-hmm. Going up Highland. Think about going up Highland.
Yeah.
Past the... What's the fucking hard rock place? The rock place over there where Terry used to work. Is it Highland or La Brea?
I don't know.
How do you get on the 101 North, anybody?
You go north on Highland.
Okay, if you pass that place, the Disney Concert Hall, and all that shit.
That Hollywood and Highland thing there, yeah.
But if you would make that first turn, there was a building there that was decapitated. It looked like it was about to go down, okay?
Wow.
Yeah. So this agent, Christmas week, he goes, Joey, we got to get you a pilot. My agent that I had that was also very good, a black lady. My first agent was called The Coloring Book.
That was the name of the...
And they were on the Warner Brothers lot. And they were black. And the one chick was a badass agent, and the other one was an attorney. And, bro, they got me a pilot. They closed a nice deal for me. They were badass bitches. But her and her husband broke up. So they left me out there like a hot potato. So my agent, he showcased me. I got in some interest from CAA at the time, but they were like, he's a good character actor, but we don't want him comedically at all. Like, at all. Like, don't even tell us he's a comic. He's terrible. So, I'll never forget, I met with this big dude who's still around. I forget what his name was. One of those places where they offered you water and shit at like 10:30.
Yeah.
And then at 1, we met with this other guy on Wilshire Boulevard. I still remember the building. The guy was a greasy fuck. Just telling me all types of lies. You ever sit across from those guys?
Yeah.
Tom Segura, you know what? Before you came in here, I looked at your headshot and I saw something.
Oh, yeah.
And I called Tarantino. I told him, what's Tarantino?
Yeah, Quentin.
And these guys will tell you this, people. They will fucking tell you this. Like, I just got off the phone with Quentin, and we're really interested in you getting this role. And you're sitting there coming in your pants.
Yeah.
Because you're going to Cincinnati to pick up $250 this week. And your plane ticket is $100 because you have to sit in the back next to escaped convicts from some fucking... oh my God, Lee! You have no idea, Lee, what those feelings are like. You know?
It's the dude. I remember one guy one time was like, "Hey, I think I have this thing. Like, all you have to do. This is like early on. Like, host this event, like a live event in San Diego. Pays like $2,000. Would you be interested in that?" And I was like, "What?" And then he goes, "Do you have a media kit?" I didn't even know what the fuck that was, man. So I started to like make shit, not knowing how to do it, type up and format documents. And then I sent it to him, and I was like, "Did you get it?" He goes, "Yeah, I'll hit you right back." And then those guys that make big promises like just never hit you back. So you just wait on that call.
Oh,
call never come.
In the beginning, it's horrible. It's horrible.
It's the worst, man.
When they tell you, when you send them the stuff, and they give you the dates, then the dates come, and they go with somebody else, and you're like, "What the fuck?" And you really need the fucking rent money. But Tom, you were fortunate. You took what you had. You're a funny fucking guy. You know, you're the real deal, dog.
Thanks, buddy.
And that's why where you are today, you and this Bert, that's a TV show that I'm watching this. Hold on. Let me give shout-outs. We'll do that topic and we'll get you the fuck out of here.
All right, man.
And then we'll go back to prison food because I know you're still very interested. Looking at me all Louis C.K.-ish. Christian Edwards, Bob Lalingus, you know I love you. I know it was a tough Thanksgiving. I got you, cocksucker. Kevin K., Robbie Danger, whatever. Alex, Honey Match, Lorne Rosenka, I love you. Jay Biggs over in Pittsburgh, and Sherry Robeck. Don't forget about me next Sunday at the Novo downtown in L.A. with my man Wheeler Walker.
How did that come together?
Don't worry. What's with the questions? What are you, fucking Variety? All of a sudden you work for Variety. And then Monday, I'm at the Observatory in San Diego with Wheeler Walker Jr. and your Uncle Joey. And then Tuesday, 12/5, we're again at the Observatory in Santa Ana. Tickets are going fast. They're fucking cheap, $20.
It's the Pussy King, man. Go get that shit.
He's the Pussy King. There'll be freaks there if you like fingering motherfuckers. This will be your type of night, you know what I'm saying? Just walk around with like a good Jew with Vaseline on one finger. That's all you need. 2 hands and 2 fingers of Vaseline.
What finger do you put it on?
Me, I'm a slimy fuck, so I put it on 4 fingers. You gotta catch what you can. Sometimes you catch them with the hoof, the back of the pinky. You know Uncle Joey how it working.
Tell me.
What?
How did it come together that you're doing shows with Wheeler?
I met him twice.
Yeah.
And we spoke about it, and he said he was doing some bigger venues, and he wanted to use a comic. What did I think? And I wanted to give it a try.
That's awesome, man. That's fucking awesome.
Why
I'm
not?
a big fan.
It's time for comics to start opening up for bands again.
Yeah.
It's time for comedians to start opening up for UFO. And, you know, Dean Delray had put something together this year, a bus tour.
Yeah.
With some band. And then they realized they couldn't fit the 2 comics on a bus, which, Jesus Christ, how old are we now?
Yeah.
You're an adult, you want to be in a bus farting in your feet. You know what I'm saying? How old are you now? I want to go on a bus tour like I want to be raped. You know what I'm saying? That's how I want to go on a bus. I don't think I ever want to go on a bus tour.
Oh my
You
God.
call me up with a bus tour, that's what the
That's it.
conversation is. I'm an adult. I want a hotel room. Listen, I'll sit in the back of the plane, but I don't want no buses.
No buses.
I can't sleep with somebody driving.
Really?
Yeah, I just can't do it. Unless I'm driving, I don't listen. I'm not going to sit there next to you. I know how life is. 1 minute I'm dreaming about getting my dick sucked. The next minute I'm going off a cliff because the fucking joint is burning on your shirt. Fuck you.
I think they hire like responsible drivers, Joey.
Who?
The bus companies.
Yeah. I see it all the time, like the little retarded chink that died in the back of the bus because they left him back there from heat exposure. Poor little retarded chink. He don't know nobody.
What are you talking about?
LA just sued this little fucking retarded kid. Every fucking other week there's something with a bus driver getting high, texting. You know.
I don't know that one.
You know about the little Chinese kid that fucking died of heat exposure? The
No.
little kid.
No.
He was back there squeaking. Don't you people have CNN, don't you?
Yeah, I must have missed that one, man.
What's the future like for Tom Segura? What do you want, brother? I mean, right now you got the world by the balls. You're doing theaters. You're doing well in the theaters. I mean, you're a great guy. You deserve everything you've got. You're a great writer, you know.
Thanks, man. I don't know, dude. I want to keep doing it, and I'm trying to develop a show, honestly. So, hoping that pans out to something. And, yeah, man, I'm trying to make us a movie. I'm trying to do a couple things.
You know what the crazy things about TV shows are right now? Listen, you think about your life, and you go, you know what? I like a show on FX because they're not going to go there every day and break my balls.
Yeah.
The reason why you get into comedy is because you don't want a job.
Yeah.
Once a comedian feels like he has a job, that's when we don't respond well. That's when the problems start. This can never feel like a job. If we wanted a job, we would have quit this a long time ago and taken a 9 to 5.
Right.
That's the problem for me. I never want it to feel like a job.
You still have to take it seriously.
I want it to feel like when I go to somewhere to do a free set and when I go somewhere on Friday and get paid, I want the same feeling.
Right.
I wasn't getting it lately. I just want to get on stage and get the fuck off.
That's lately.
Yeah, I want to fall in love with it again.
Do you think time away will do that?
Time ends up, you know what I'm saying? Time away. Going on the set and working, and then working with a few asshole directors and doing some dumb shit from time to time makes you realize how good you got in the stand-up world. And at the same time, you're writing. You're writing from a different perspective. You're not writing with a gun to your head, pushing jokes that really don't work, but they have to work because you're on the road getting $25 a ticket.
Yeah.
Do you follow me?
Yeah.
I go to Flappers Monday through Thursday. I call Bob tomorrow and I go, listen, Monday through Thursday, I'm closing the show from now on. I'm going to charge you Ugats. I'm not going to tweet it. I'm not going to do nothing. That's your job.
Yeah.
But I'll be there every night at 10:30 to close the show. That's my fucking 90 days of training. On Friday and Saturday, I'll take it to the Battlegrounds. You take it to the Comedy Store, follow Ron White and see what you think now, bitch.
Yeah.
See if that little jokey poo works behind Ron White. That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
But for you to kill audiences with new jokes in Omaha and then try to go back the next year, I just don't want to do it.
Right.
I try to space it out every 18 months.
That's the good schedule.
They hear it again, and they've been hearing it now. I want to change my whole demeanor. I've changed. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Like, I've changed. You know, the Jew jokes used to be funny. The eating somebody's monkey used to be funny. This is how Madonna changes. Everybody changes.
Yeah, so you feel that transition.
And I'm not talking about it. I don't even know what the fuck it is.
Right.
I don't even know.
But you feel it. That's all that matters.
I'm feeling that I want to raise a daughter.
Yeah.
So she doesn't run into Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah.
That's your main goal. You know, you or your son, you have goals for your son, right?
For sure, yeah, man.
I mean, there's so many things you want, you know. Do I want to go up there? Do people want to hear my political views? Who the fuck am I? I'm a fat fucking felon.
Yeah.
And my political views are like fucking Al Franken taking a picture, grabbing your tits. It sucks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fucking, they want poor Al Franken, that dirty bitch. All of them.
He's what, grabbing butts. He's grabbing butts in photo shoots.
Listen, bro, America's mad all of a sudden. This has been going. You don't think Abe Lincoln got his dick sucked?
Yeah, for sure.
They all got their dick sucked. They just found out half of these fucking presidents had fucking gumas that were black, and they were having threesomes with slaves and shit. They were all hypocrites.
Yeah.
Where did you see this?
But you don't have CNN?
Huh?
You don't have CNN?
No.
You're too busy reading Yelp reports on some Thai restaurant. You want to go to the Century City. Me, I'm looking shit up.
Look at his eyes.
Look at his eyes. There's nothing left.
Whoa.
So the CD comes out. The new special on Netflix comes out January 12th.
Yes.
And it's called
Disgraceful.
Okay. And when does the tour start to support the CD?
Fucking, there's no tour plan right now, man. I plan on being home for a while. Like, this thing's coming out, and I'm going to be home for a while.
People don't understand that after you shoot a special, you put so much effort and thought into it, you physically, emotionally work out. But because of your situation, you go, you know what? I'll go out the following weeks after that.
Yeah.
And that's just a waste of time. That's what I did. And that was a waste of time. I should have canceled 90 days after that. And you watch movies for 90 days.
Yeah.
The great Paul Mooney told me something once. I said to him, what do you do when you're stuck writing? He goes, don't pick up the pen and go get entertained.
Oh, really?
Go get entertained. And sometimes, bro, you know what? You go to the Comedy Store and you'll watch the greats, Maron, Burr, Sebastian.
Yeah.
You'll have a good time and you'll giggle. But sometimes you walk into a coffee shop and you see a beginner and you see their eyes. And you see the eyes that you used to have.
Yeah.
Maron, Burr, Sebastian, Rogan, Eliza, they're killers.
Yeah.
They have a certain look in their eyes. But it's not. Have you ever done Tony's thing on Monday night? Yes.
Yeah.
When those guys go on stage, look at their eyes.
Oh, yeah, it's different.
When you look at their eyes, you drive home going, I remember when my eyes were like that.
Yeah.
When doing 5 minutes in the belly room and being liked meant the world. Like, if this didn't work out tonight, I might go home and shoot myself.
Yeah.
And you look at those comics' eyes, those guys inspire the fuck out of me.
Yeah, I love it, man. I like seeing young comics. I really do.
I love it. I
actually love a lot of those.
I don't want to say, when people come up to me and go, Joey, come here.
Yeah.
Go look at this next comic. He's really hot. My dick just went soft.
Right.
I'm going to get super high. I want to sit in the back. I'll get a water, and I just want to see 10 guys do 6 minutes apiece.
Yeah.
And laugh my fucking ass off. Because I know where they're going. I know where they're at.
Yeah.
I know what they're not thinking about, that they haven't even thought about. And they're funny.
It inspires you, though, right? That's why you like it.
I love it. I'm going to start going back to them. I have to.
Yeah.
Because this shit has ruined me. It's ruined us. It's you're right. We take this. I'm proud you said that tonight. Thank you for reaffirming my beliefs on Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
For me to have a better set, I also have to do a little workout.
Definitely.
And I don't leave there either.
I'm
very happy with the elliptical.
On this tour, probably 98% of the shows, there was a workout before the show. Have to do it now to feel normal. Feel good.
I like the 5 o'clock, 35 minutes on the elliptical, 25 lifting some weights, maybe 10 on stretching. You go upstairs, you call room service, you go to dinner, you wash your pussy.
Yep.
You come out of the shower, you're dressed, there's a knock on the door, you eat your fucking whatever, you wait 15, 20 minutes, it's time to go. That's a perfect fucking night for me.
Yeah.
You go there, sit there, there's an opening act. You still got an hour before you go up. The food digest. You go up on stage, nourished, tip-top Magoo.
It's the best.
Blood's running through your legs.
How to do it.
You have a little edible in you.
And if people out there, if you do stand up and you haven't tried the pre-show workout, just start easy, man. Do do a casual 30-minute walk on a fucking treadmill.
But get out of your room.
Yeah, but
get out of your room.
It'll make you feel
no
different.
TV exercising in your room.
No.
I want you to get out of your room because you go in your room too much and the room start creeping up on you.
Yeah.
If you want to walk, go for a walk around the neighborhood, put a hooded sweatshirt on, or go downstairs starting to stammer. I never did it.
Yeah.
And fucking Rogan used to do it. He used to drive me crazy.
With what?
He would call me in hotels and go, I'm going to go down to the gym. You're going to join me? And I'm like, I just took a Coke knot out of my nose from last night. I'm chewing on it. And I'm fucking numb as hell. And you want to know if I want to meet you in the gym? Not in a million years. He would always do something.
Yeah.
I would go downstairs towards the end and go, you're leaving? Like I was going to stay. And his shirt would always be drenched.
Yeah.
And he would go up there and do a fucking great show. And now Thursday night I fly. I don't have time to go and do the whole thing. But Friday, that elliptical,
do it.
You know, every place has dumbbells.
Yeah.
So you do the benching, you do the incline, you do the bent over rows, you do the shrugs, you do the curls, you do the tricep extensions, you do sit-ups, push-ups, you do the elliptical, you listen to side one of Fleetwood Mac, Rumors.
You got your whole thing laid out.
It's a pleasure to see you.
You too, brother.
It's a pleasure to come on. We did not discuss farts, which is always successful.
But
we'll save it for your show.
Your mom's house tomorrow.
And we will save it for the shit of the year that I had last week.
Can't wait. Don't tell me anything.
Syatt, how you feeling, my brother? You fucked up. You went to Vegas. You lost money. You came back like I'm up a little
Yeah, but
bit.
I'm done with blackjack and I think I'm done with poker too. Poker,
You're done with both of them?
Poker stunk. I'm gonna have to go with someone else and maybe go to a better room. They took it so seriously. Like I'm used to having fun at blackjack and like no one would talk at the table of poker.
Oh, really?
Hey, son,
It was
we're
real
playing for keeps.
It was a $65 tournament.
You want to do jokes? Go fucking watch comedians. That's what your problem is. You went there, ha ha ha, and they tricked you with their mental fucking toughness, and you folded under pressure, which is no problem.
What's the buy in there?
65.
65.
It wasn't. I was just trying it out. Yeah, it was fun. But I like Pai Gow, and I've been on the Celtics and won. So it was cool.
I'm happy you went to Vegas and had a good time.
Thank you.
You needed to get some shit off your fucking chest. The drive helped you look better.
I like driving. Yeah.
Thanksgiving was great at your house, brother. Where'd you go?
We hosted this year. We had friends over. We had family.
Again, I don't get a call. You know what I'm saying?
Where was yours?
At the house.
Yeah, same thing.
I called you. You didn't
did.
call me back. You were fucking at the Louis C.K. lookalike contest.
I thought I'm the Lee Syatt lookalike. Isn't that?
No, you're getting handsomer.
Yeah. No. So what do you do? Because are you like the no sugar keto?
I tried to. Yeah, that's what I do most. You tried that?
No, I haven't. That's what I have to do because yeah.
Cut the sugar, man. Change everything. I think. Yeah.
I'm not a sugar guy, you know.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I drink that sativa shit in my iced tea.
Yeah.
That shit is the cancer-free one, right? What's
Right.
that?
Yeah. It's stevia. Yeah.
Tastes like dick.
Yeah, but you're
you'll
like
live longer.
Yeah.
The mice just go cross-eyed. That's it.
Yeah.
They just go cross-eyed. That means somewhere along the line they'll go cross-eyed.
Yeah.
No big deal.
No big deal.
And that's it, my brother. You got any tour dates coming up?
Well, I got Phoenix.
Okay.
December 7th, 8th, and 9th.
All right.
Stand Up Live, and then I'm doing Hawaii. I'm doing a place in Maui on the 14th, and the Hawaii Theater in Honolulu on the 16th.
Say hello to BJ Penn. Like I said, always a pleasure. It's great that you're enjoying fatherhood. You deserve
Awesome.
it.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, man.
And she's a great mom. No, I had to have you to kick off fucking. This is the week after Thanksgiving. We ain't fucking around no more. Lee Syatt, I love you, cocksucker. We'll be back Wednesday. Who? Don't worry about it. Don't ask no fucking questions, all right? Let me just drop it on you nice and easily. Again, like I told you in the beginning of the show, holiday season's coming. It started this week with the fucking pumpkin pie and the whipped cream, and you had a little extra whipped cream. We all did. And I'm not going to throw you in jail for that. But like I said, if you're trying to eat better, the holidays are a minefield. Between the chocolates, the cookies, the candy canes, it's no fun being left out of deliciousness. Let Nature Box help with snacks that you love that are seriously delicious and better for you. The holidays are not always a holiday. You got stuff to do, people to shop for, and cheer to spread. You need to keep your body fueled for all the festivities. But a lot of the holiday treats are just junk. You and I both know that. Yeah, they're delicious, but healthy, no. And throughout the day, you know how many calories you eat? Stopping at this guy's house. Let Nature Box help with snacks that are better for you and delicious. Nature Box has over 100 delicious snacks. All snacks are made with high quality, simple ingredients. This means no artificial colors, flavors, or sweeteners. It's easy. Just go to naturebox.com, choose your snacks, and Nature Box will deliver them, listen to me, right to your door. New snacks are added every month, inspired by food trends, professional chefs, and customer feedback, all right? I told you, last week they sent me the beautiful jerky. They also have these crackers, these sea salt cassava chips that'll make your head spin. You understand me? The sriracha roasted cashews. I can't. The whole wheat fig. Come on, guys. I'm throwing heat at you over here. And there's no risk. If you don't like the snack, Nature Box will replace it for free. And like I told you, you're the church, your family. Right now, Nature Box is offering all of you savages. You know I love you. Listen, 50% off right now off your first order if you go to naturebox.com/Joey. This is what you want in your house for the holidays right now. Listen, I can go on for hours about the snacks. It'll kill you. We'll be here for 2 years. That's naturebox.com/Joey for 50% off your first order. Again, naturebox.com/Joey for 50% off your order. Nature Box. This is the healthy way to go. Listen, the holidays are going to kill you. This is the way to go. Again, naturebox.com/Joey. What goes up must come down. What you put down your throat comes out that muffler.
Yep.
So, I'm feeding you, but at the same time, I'm keeping that ugats clean. Because when you're writing your Christmas list to Santa this year, tell that little son of a bitch that number one, he owes you money, and number two, you want the Christmas some clean butt cheeks all year. You know, you live around with that swamp fucking ass. You ever get a blowjob and the chick's eyebrows go on fire? It's like drinking poop out vodka. You know why her eyebrows are looking at you weird? Because she could tolerate sucking your dick, but she knows if she opens up one of your legs, it's going to be like fucking tear gas. Like the shit Batman released on fucking the Green Hornet. Anyway, you don't need to live like that. And when you got that excess pine cones coming from your asshole, what do you call those things? Dingleberries? That's what they used to call them. And that fudgy fucking pudding smedge all over your underwears on Holy Night. Let me tell you something. You need a Tushy bidet. You're like, Joey, what's a bidet? Let me figure it out for you, right? It's a portable device that you attach right to your toilet. It takes you 10 minutes. Lee, how long did it take you to attach it?
It takes you less than 30 minutes to attach it. Then I'm an idiot.
And I know you're a John Doe mechanic. Let me tell you something. You attach it, you take a little fucking shit. You turn the water on. The pressure takes your asshole to different levels. You understand me? And for some people, it might change your life. You just sit there all day. Whether you give a fuck. You got nothing to do. But it'll clean your ass better than any fucking toilet paper you've ever had in your life.
Do you agree?
Oh my God, I have the cold one and I start every day with it. I love it.
It's amazing.
In the morning, and you sit and you pee while your asshole gets cold water.
Yeah.
That's the best.
Yeah.
You might not have to take a shower. As long as your asshole's fresh with some cold water.
Yeah.
I do it right before the shower.
And let me tell you something. The asshole getting the cold water revitalizes your nerves.
Yeah.
It gets everything moving. Once you eat the oatmeal, it throws it right down. But what am I, a nutritionist? What I'm telling you is this. HelloTushy.com is the way to go. Why? Because you get a 60-day money-back guarantee, which I've been using mine for 2 years, and I'm 300 fucking pounds. And if I haven't broke it, you ain't gonna break fucking yours. So clean your ass better, and you use clean water to spray your butt, providing your shower fresh feeling after every fucking disgusting shit you take. There's no more skid marks, no more sugar burn fairies hanging onto your ass crack. Just an asshole cleaner than white Christmas. You understand me?
I love mine.
I'm telling you, this is the way to do it. Go to Tushy, go to hellotushy.com and use code CHURCH for 10% off your order. And they start at $69. Surely Santa could afford that. Stop wiping your fucking nasty asshole with that disgusting cheap toilet paper that breaks through, and then you got shit on your fingernails till New Year's Day. Stop wasting your time. Go to hellotushy.com, use code CHURCH, CHURCH, and get 10% off your order. As usual, I love you guys with all my heart. Don't forget, next Sunday, Novo with Wheeler, Monday, San Diego with the Observatory, and Tuesday at the Observatory in Santa Ana. And I want to thank one of the best guys in comedy, and I tell you this from the bottom of my heart, Tom Segura. Go to TomSegura.com and check out his dates and give him the love he deserves. Lee Syatt, happy Hanukkah.
Thank you,
We're
buddy.
coming into the holy month.
Absolutely.
And I want you to observe it. No more fucking around. Only kosher meat. No more Thai food and shit, you little filthy cocksucker.
They like Thai food.
You go fuck yourself. Anyway.
You're the best, man. Thanks for having me.
I love you guys with all my heart. Have a great week, and we'll see you Wednesday. Stay black. Bye.